Hello, hello, hello. Who do we have out there in the void of space tonight for the long-awaited update for space engineers? That's right, we're back. And I'm joined by Marek. Marek, welcome. Welcome to the stream today. Had my voice on for longer than that.
Hi, everybody.
It is good to be back, guys. I'm probably going to have to... I'm just going to boost Marek a little bit here. But I know the community has been waiting a long time for this update. And I can tell you, it's here today. And we have many a guest to come onto the stream today and talk about this amazing update and all of the content. But before we get into that, it's not going to be long. But Marek, I just wanted to, of course, hand it over to you to see how things have been going from your perspective for... you know, space engineers and Keen in general. It'd be great to hear just a little bit here.
Yeah, I think everything is working very well. Like part of the team was busy working on Fieldwork, the update we are releasing today, and the other part is working on SE2. And yeah, I think everything is well.
Yeah, no, it's a busy time, and I think we've talked about it. You know, we've had quite a lot of streams over these last months, and what I'll say is that, you know, it's been fantastic to see the community's continued passion for Space Engineers 1. And today, there's going to be a ton of new things, PvE improvements, new tech, and tons of quality of life fixes with the Fieldwork update. At the same time, of course, it's been incredible to see Space Engineers 2 grow, weekly updates of Space Engineers 2, and, you know, next level mind-blowing builds using the unified grid system. And with SE2, of course, modding support is coming next. So, say, Marek, how has it been? Like, now, again, we obviously it's been for a while now, but still, here we are developing 2 games at the same time, right?
Yeah. And we will keep doing it for some time. And I will just repeat, we wanted to release SE2 as soon as possible so that we can give it to players' hands, get feedback and share the development together with our players. That was the reason. But it also does mean nothing for Space Engineers 1. So we are still continuing updating Space Engineers 1, doing updates every couple of months, like today.
Exactly. And and what I will say as well, Marek, is about SE1 is I think people are still maybe wondering how long will SE1 go on for, and I know we've spoken about it, we've touched on it, you know, once or twice in the recent streams, but I just wanted to, you know, again address from your perspective, like, you know, how you see SE1's development continuing. Like, I mean, we don't have a set date, right, but in general, like the vibe that we're feeling in terms of how long we develop it, just to maybe have some thoughts on that to share with the community.
Mm-hmm. I think it depends on how fast SE2 development will go, and also how the interest, you know, will stay in SE1, and also versus SE2. I think many things will matter. Right now, it seems that you know, the main interest of the players is SE1, obviously because it's much more feature complete. There is much more content and everything, and so that's that. And for this year, we have a plan definitely, like for specific updates, and next year we will see. But I'm not really, I don't know, like in a mood or thinking about shutting down SE1. It's just still continuing, and SE2 is just happening on top of that.
Exactly. No, I say, and it really is that, guys. Like, it really depends, like how, if you guys are still, you know, really into SE1, and it just still, we still expect this kind of like these player numbers to kind of, you know, fluctuate as the different updates come. But in some ways, the community's kind of passion, I'd say, will kind of define somewhat the time that SE1 continues. And it's you know, it remains to be, you know, this strong creator sandbox full of features which you guys have come to know and love. Well, of course, with SE2, we're building towards the future, right? The future of, you know, Keen and its games and engineering games in general. I think there's some really next level things with SE2, and I think you've seen some of that. But just again to summarize, the focus today, of course, and that is the Fieldwork update, which will have, you know, free content, gameplay, upgrades, and new challenges. As well as, of course, there will be a nice pack, which we'll get into in just a little bit. And I think the team as well, Marek, has been exceptional, right? Like they continue to evolve and continue to, just like mature, I think, as a whole. So we always like to take an opportunity to shout out the team, right?
Yep, yeah. And last time, or last few times, the shout out was to SE2 team. This day it will be to SE1 team, who is quite autonomous, independent, and working on SE1, working on today's update, and the next update it will come later. And again, they are amazing. They are doing this on almost all of it, independently. So it's really great.
I see Philip in the chat saying, "I'm matured now." Yes, indeed. So yeah, it's great. Really, really great to see. And of course, I'm going to say this beforehand because I know obviously you guys are going to jump into this update as soon as it comes out. But please do share all your new experience with the new PvE content and all the new builds that you create. As always, like I know Aaron and the social team are always looking for more stuff to share on socials. So that's also always good to say. And Marek, I know I also wanted to say, even though we're going to focus on today, can you give like a little preview, just a little sneak peek of actually what will come next for SE1? Actually, just a little hint towards the future.
Yeah. So the next update will focus on survival.
Yes, indeed. So survival. And that's
and new survival. Survival and some new survival mechanics.
And this is something I know that players. I mean, the players are going to love what's in today, and they're going to love what's in the next update as well. But can you? I don't know. Maybe like a couple of things that the players might be expecting with what that might mean for survival, right? What kind of things might we see?
Yeah. Food systems, environmental hazards, farming, and customizable survival experience.
Yeah, that's it. There's some pretty big things there. So I know the chat is going to go nuts. I'm watching the chats now. So there we go. But that's for the future. But we're only saying this really, guys, to just let you know. It should be emphasizing the point that we are not done with Space Engineers 1 yet. So we're going to get into today's update very shortly here. And I think the last point today, the chat is going crazy right now, was just, a reminder to check out Marek's weekly dev diaries. This tends to be more towards SE2, but also if you're not still signed up for the monthly newsletter, there's always a ton of insight into the developments at Keen Software House in general. That's the SE1 and SE2. So that's always another good shout out here. I think, Marek, was there anything from you today that you wanted to share before we rock this trailer? Any kind of thoughts on, the development or anything at all interesting that we've got today?
I don't want to steal the spotlight from SE1, so I don't want to talk much about SE2.
Sure.
But of course, we are working on SE2 as well. Our next update, VS 1.5, will focus on modding and editor and so on. And we are, finishing it. So that will be interesting. But again, today is about SE1 and the Fieldwork update. And I'm looking forward to players' reaction and how they will hopefully enjoy it.
Definitely. And I think with that, sometimes we make you guys wait a little longer, but I think today, Marek, do you reckon we can roll the clip? Is it time?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, guys. So, update 206, Fieldwork. Here we go. Trailer coming up. And it's a good trailer. It's one of the best I've seen in my life. So, you ready? Here we go. And there we go. What? What did you guys think of that trailer, right? Marek, we're back. Oh, wow. I'm still recovering from that trailer. But there it is, guys. The update 206 Fieldwork for Space Engineers, bursting full of content. Yeah, I'm excited from this. Let's see. What did you think of the trailer, Marek?
Very nice. Good job, as always.
As always, yeah, Janusz absolutely killed it. And we'll be speaking to Janusz about the trailer a little bit on. He's going to join us on the stream a little bit here. We're going to talk to him about the trailer while we go through this update. But, of course, we've shown you the trailer, and now there is only one thing left for it, Marek. I think you know what time it is, right?
Yes, it's time to unleash the release.
Unleash the release. Okay. Signal to the team is going. We are unleashing as we speak. Let's see. Should be just a second. And let's also check this. I'm just. I'm honestly that I was super glued to the chat during that, watching the reactions to each and every one of those blocks, and we surprised. You know, there was a lot of like teasing before the update, but we kept still, Marek, quite a lot of surprises even till the trailer here. So I hope you guys like the surprises that you saw in that trailer, and we'll be jumping into the game in just a second to have a look at this. Hold on, I'm just being tagged here as well. Okay, so I need to announce something right off the bat. There may be some delay to the DLC on Steam. The update will be live, but on Steam there may be a short delay to the DLC going live in the store. So you'll have to just sit tight on that. But that was the only thing I have right now, and we'll keep you guys updated on that. But for now, Marek, is there anything else you'd like to, really shout out to the, talk to the community about here before we dive into this update?
That's almost all of it. Now I want to, let the space to the team who work on the update to speak about their experience and like whatever they want to share. I just want to thanks our community for almost 12 years of Space Engineers 1, and hopefully, many more decades coming. And so I think today is great day, and I'm looking forward to watch the videos that players will be sharing soon.
No, it's going to be amazing. We're going to see players kind of going out there on their servers or in single player, looking for all these new cargo ships. It's going to be great. And now we are approaching 12 years. It'll be 12 years in September, guys. And man, does time fly. So yeah, thank you guys for really being the best community out there. It's awesome. So yeah, we will be joined shortly now by some of the designers. We've got one waiting in the wings, and I'm just seeing also if Mr. Aragaf is going to be joining us too here. Let's see. But what we'll do is, Marek, is we will, let's see. I want to switch this. Great. Marek, thank you so much for joining us once again on one of these streams. It's it's always exciting to have either be in an SE1 or SE2 update, and I know we'll be seeing each other very soon, and you'll be on another stream soon. We got lots of stuff for SE2 and SE1 coming. So yeah, thank you so much for being here today, Marek. Yeah, see you soon, Marek. Thank you. All right, bye. Okay, guys, you've got my face for just a second here while I pull in the special guests who designed all this amazing stuff. So, give me just a second to switch the cameras around, and we'll be having them. I see Aragaf has joined. How exciting. Let me see here. Okay, this is going to be... should be this. This should be Aragaf, and then this should be Ryan. If I copy this link here, there we go. And let's transition. Hello, Aragaf, Ryan. Can we hear you? Oh, I might have to boost your volume a little bit, but I can hear you okay. Let's see. Guys, how is it? This is it. This is the 206 update that you've been working away so hard on for many months now. How do we feel now that it's finally out the door? Oh, that's... Yeah, I am just seeing here. We need to try and boost you guys because Marek was... Can you guys boost your mic somehow on your side? Because we got... Marek was okay, but I'm trying to boost you guys up on my side, but it's not working here. It's weird. Try again. Right, one more time, Ryan. No, apparently. That's so weird. Yeah, and we did test this before the stream, guys. I'll have you know. We did a lot of testing and it worked. And now, typical, here we are. And Marek was fine. And now you guys... Let me see. Thank you for your patience on this. Let's see. Right, let's try again.
Yep, hello.
There we go. Yeah, we can hear you now. Cool, you now loud and clear. Yeah, it was just one of those restarting things that got it done for some reason. No idea, but we've got you now. Thank you guys. Thank you for your patience. Oh, but anyway, so we'll restart that. Honestly, guys, Ryan and Aragath, they have been working so hard on this, and they've been working on a lot of updates to this point. So I just want to ask, each of you, just for you, like, how long have you been working on this particular update, for example?
Yeah, I didn't actually know.
Lost track of time.
We started on this one.
We kind of had the rough drafts around, like, just before contact, like, so around September. It's been a road for sure, a little bit of a journey.
What we wanted to do for a very, very long time. That's like way before contact update. It's all been leading up with the updates with the broadcast controller, for example. That's one thing where we figure, like, once we can make NPCs or cargo ships talk, we can really start getting to the PvE content and start overhauling it.
Yeah, everything's kind of been just gradual steps, as we did with contact, and we made all those great encounters. Now we're just kind of pushing out into even more.
And we're going to actually, what we're going to do is something different today. We're going to jump into a server. The server's going to be up in a couple of minutes. And we're going to actually showcase the update together with you guys kind of narrating, because there's so much to get through. And we're going to, first off, try and catch ourselves some new cargo ships as well, which, how many, just out of interest, I know you, like, who designed how many cargo ships, if that makes sense? Was that mainly... Was that all Aragath? Was Aragath the cargo ship man?
That was me.
Wow.
Yeah, he did all of the cargo ships, and I did all the unknown signals. We kind of divide and conquered.
Okay, interesting. But how many? So I know there's 41 cargo ships. So how many new unknown signals are there then, Ryan?
There are, I believe it's like 25 standard and then 15 strong. So it's a good number.
So many new grids to check out. And actually, we're gonna dive right into it in a second here. I'm gonna let's see if the game is updating. I got an update. How long ago? This was 7:0. Have you guys got your updates yet? Out of interest.
Let's see.
I'm still in the wrong branch, so I'm gonna find out.
Climb's saying that the server's up, which means he's probably updated it. But my game, I don't think my game updated yet. Maybe I have to do the classic, because normally I'm already on the bright branch, but we had some changes today, which meant I had to do it a little bit different direction. So I might do the classic old restart my Steam and see if I can get it to trigger the update here. So yeah, so still waiting the DLC. That's correct, guys. So if you're on Steam, the DLC is not live quite yet. I know you're itching to get some of those amazing blocks that are on the screen here. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see. You might have to... Okay, I'm just reading...
Yeah, there we go. I just restarted my Steam, and I'm getting it now, so there we go.
Let's have a look. Unscheduled. It's coming. Here it is. Oh no, disappeared. Oh no, it's updating. Yes. Okay, it's updating. We'll be in shortly. When DLC, please? As soon as possible. I think we're talking hours, right? I mean, we also say we've got Aaron off the stage as well. We haven't got enough cameras, but Aaron is here monitoring. If he's, I mean, he might be busy right now on the launch, but if he wants to say hi, he can.
I am here. I'm keeping an eye on everything. Everyone is super excited. There's a lot of people really excited about the skin hunt as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later on.
We will. We're gonna go through everything in this packed update. So we'll do that. I think we'll do this in game. We would normally do it for the blog post. The blog post will be live. It is live. It should be live. So you can go through all that and see every single block. Although it is on the screen here, but there is some obviously descriptions about each one. So. Here's another question for them, guys. Like, because some people might be wondering, like, how will they get these new cargo ships? Will it work on existing worlds, or do they have to make a new world? Like, what? How can we kind of let players know how to make sure they're playing all the latest content?
It will work on existing worlds, so that's not going to be an issue, and they will work exactly as they used to be before. We just updated and improved a lot of features about it, but nothing mechanically really changed all that much.
Well, that's good. That's always good. So you guys can just carry on your servers, and everything will be nice and updated.
Yes.
So let's see Xboxes. So I think we also asking the chat here for like for consoles. Do you guys Xbox, PlayStation? Are you seeing the DLC now? Are you seeing the update come through? Let's see. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm loading up the game now. I'm excited. The server is up. I'm going to share with you guys the info. And the password as well, because these.
Got it?
Oh, you already got it. I'll paste it here as well for Aaron if he wants to join us. But the difference is these guys are master builders, so they'll be able to very rapidly showcase everything here. I'm gonna put this here for Ryan as well. Let's see. So it's this IP with that password should get you sorted.
And I gotta mention, while I'm booting up the game, there's some really snazzy background videos and loading screens right now.
Oh, well spotted. Let me just quickly. I gotta restart that, but that is something to notice. Hold on, then. Let's pull this up. See if this works. Okay. Oh, Space Engine is running. So there's been a number of quality of life things, and you guys will need to check through the blog post as well. So, Ryan, are you suggesting that there are some new background videos, the main menu?
Maybe some cosmetic upgrades, some that were sorely needed, I think, at this point in Space Engineers' age. So,
well, I think you're right, because I think the last person to update the main menu videos was me, and it was some years ago now. I don't even know the oldest video. It might be like 4 years ago. So it definitely needed some later, more recent videos and content there. So that's also a small change that players may notice. We're going to talk about the quality of life. Oh, we're going to talk about them. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm trying to get into the game here. Let's see. All right,
I am in.
Are you in the server? All right.
Yeah.
We'll also have time for a Q&A later as well, guys. We're going to be quite distracted by actually showcasing the update here, but rest assured we will be answering your questions. Oh, what's going on here? My Space Engineers is misbehaving slightly. It's okay. That's because I'm not on full. I see now. Okay. Let's do this. Something changed. Okay, good. And turn the music up now a bit. Now we got this. Right. Now I think I'm ready to show the game on the screen again, finally. So if I'll turn off the... Okay. Right. Thank you for your patience, guys.
Oh, there you go, Joel. Sorry.
I'm in! And look, I already have... Luckily for me, I already have the DLC. But you know what's nice about this main menu as well, guys? Is that it's finally balanced, as all things should be. We've got like 9 on the top row, 9 on the bottom. So that's a nice thing that we get with the latest DLC badge there. But Aaron, you wanted to add something here. I'm going to join the game, but in the meantime, I wanted to see you guys to see these new videos, of course, from more recent trailers. But go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, while you were connecting.
Yeah.
Oh, while you were connecting, I was just going to go through the cargo ships in a little bit more detail since we just touched on it.
Please do, yeah.
The cargo ships have got some incredible new weapons, don't they, Ryan? So they've been updated.
Oh yeah, everything has been completely
they also,
updated.
Now Yep. So they're now communicating with each other, and they can even call for reinforcements. So would you want to go into a bit of detail on in terms of reinforcements? What could happen?
So they're really good. Before, the cargo ships would occasionally spawn in drones, but we improved them very much because the old drones still used nothing more than a couple of interior turrets and used old programmable block logic. So they weren't very smart, they weren't very interesting, and we really try to modernize everything with keep it up with current tech using AI blocks. So we try to not use any kind of cheats or things that are not available to the players either, same like the Factorum, and play along the same rules as the players do. So other than spawning in, perhaps. So yeah, that's what's going on now. They have increased range with the new turrets. Yeah, go on.
Because I was going to say, because in addition to that, they have individual behaviors, don't they? For if they're a trade faction, a mining faction, building factions. So could you go into a bit of detail about that for us?
We try to give them a little bit more personality. So these new cargo ships, they get the colors of the factions they spawn under. And once you make them hostile to you, they start spawning those drones. Yeah, they have a way more personality now. So the military faction will definitely don't like you near them. The blue faction, which is usually the traders, they will rather flee away from you than really fight you. So that, for example. And the pirates will definitely attack you on sight.
Very, very dynamic.
That's really, big changes here. I mean,
and there is also an unknown faction. Oh, sorry.
That's okay, but I say, guys, we have more people in voice chat today, so we're dealing with some delay things.
There's also an unknown faction.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
No, I was going to say, in addition, there's also an unknown faction with rare and unique spawns. That sounds quite exciting.
Yeah, that's a smaller faction that perhaps we want to expand on later, but those are basically factions that are or ships rather that are unaffiliated with any existing factions, just so we can just spawn something a little bit different than just the ships that are passing through normally. So we have 23 cargo ships, and all the other grids are drones. So each kind of cargo ship has like 2 or 3 different drones to spawn, depending on the faction they're from.
And we're not gonna today. We're not because we're in this server now. And I say, Aaron, you're welcome to join us. I've got Aragath and Ryan here with us, and already some things are spawning in. So we can head out there in a minute. We're not going to do too many because we really want you guys to kind of experience some of these the first times yourselves, you know, kind of spoilers and all, because it's going to be fun to go out there and explore and come across these grids. We're not going to do too many, but we definitely want to showcase some of the some of the improvements here. So and actually, before we do that though, because I'm seeing a lot of different skins here, Aaron, now, you know, developers are kind of, I'd say, are kind of fortunate in our skin selection. Maybe we have some advantages there, but I want to just say that, you know, we kind of feel like there's a need here to give players opportunity to kind of boost their skin collections. So I wanted to hand it over to you to talk a little bit about our skin event that's going on.
Yeah, so we've got the Great Skin Hunt. I don't know if that's a particularly great name for it, but the Great Skin Hunt is starting today and running through to May the 30th. So we've substantially increased the drop rates of all skins on Steam for unknown signals, strong signals. So it's going to be an incredible chance to get the rest of your skin set. Or if you want a chance of getting a more rare one, get hunting, get tracking them down. Since this is increased spawn chance, it'll give you a chance to collect the rest of your kit pretty much.
Yeah.
So get stuck into that straight away before May the 30th when it comes to an end.
So pretty much a month to dive in, and you're going to be playing survival anyway. You're going to be enjoying all this new PvE content, the cargo ships, the signals, and everything. And there's going to be even more kind of incentive now to go over to kind of go for those. So we're going to head out here. We've got a little squad together. It looks like. So should we head towards the puller here? What do you reckon? The OR3 puller.
There is a pirate drone carrier not that far. We could head for that one. I think that might be a fun one.
All right then, pirate drone carrier. Let's go then. Falling out. The whole gang's together here.
Are you sharing the screen, Joel?
I'm not sharing. I'm streaming, so it's very hard for me to share the screen. But if you watch the Twitch stream, you can see what we're up to here.
I was paused. My bad.
Aragath is riding the back of the so let's see, what are we gonna find? I can see it already. Does this have a camera I can check out? Hold on, let me just turn off my dampeners. Let's see, no camera on this because I want to zoom in. I see something on the horizon. Formation here, very nice. There's so much to talk about today, guys. There's so much. There's again, all the PvE content to cover, and we haven't even got to the blocks yet. And when it comes to like design work and Greeble work, you guys are going to go to town because it's Greeble town, I'll say, because like pipes, for example, there's so much stuff that players are going to just be going crazy when it comes to the level of detail on these ships. We'll get into that in just a little bit here, but definitely want to get into the kind of main gameplay additions right now. We're coming in then, guys. Now I haven't attacked this yet, so I'm curious how much trouble we're in for here if we're going to be all right.
Might be a little bit more. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just say pirates are no joke. They're not the necessarily the first thing you should go after, but I think we might be okay with enough of us.
Okay, there's 3 of us here. Come on, I believe in us, guys. We got climb.
I think the big
Climb
thing
is like
it's a little bit more of like a scalpel operation than a hammer. If we want to walk away with anything good, we're gonna have to be a little more careful.
Okay.
The ships themselves might not actually be the main threat always. It's mostly the drones that support them. Because there was a bit of a challenge actually making these cargo ships. We're trying to adhere to some limits to make sure that they work well for servers and don't clog up all the PCU or performance. So all of the cargo ships have only a 2K PCU limit. And turns out it's a bit tricky to make these cargo ships with such a small limit.
Yeah.
So 3/4 of that PCU is usually allocated to just the essentials. So a couple of turrets, thrusters, gyroscopes, the AI itself.
Is that reinforcements I'm seeing as well? All right, we're inbound.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Coming right at us.
Oh, all right. I'm taking the hit for you guys. I'm distracting. All right, I'm in the bad spot here. So we're going to focus here and see if we can take this down and come away with some prizes. But it's a decent... It's definitely... I'm getting quite wrecked here, I'll be honest. Switch to... Gonna take out that... Is that assault cannon? Is that a artillery turret it's got on the top of it?
It's got some heavier guns for
it's
sure.
Definitely got some heavier guns. And there's like a... There's a bruiser. There's a pirate bruiser R as well that's nearby as well.
Yep, it's trying to snipe us with some railguns.
It's really... I'm getting destroyed.
So generally, these types of encounters would fall kind of in the mid-game. It's not quite as difficult as Factorum.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
at the
yeah.
same time, pirates are, going into a fight with a pirate, they're going to have more guns. They're going to be better than your average, like, little trading, hauling cargo ship. But they also have good rewards for that.
Yeah, this is pretty intense, guys. I say, like, I think, like, as a starting out player, I think I probably wouldn't attack if I see a pirate drone carrier. I'm probably not going to engage in this, but it's trying to spin me off. It got me, it got me off here. I'm gonna have to go in with the old grinder here if I can survive.
Oh, I'm down.
You're down?
I just got hit.
It's
real
trying
good.
to shake me off like crazy here. I can't even get close. Oh
I'm out of
shoot!
ammunition.
Whoa, whoa.
We may have damaged some critical stuff too.
I think. Do you think we might have bit off more than we can chew here? Oh, I'm dead. Is anyone still alive? I'm not sure if Klein made it, but that was like we went in with like 3 fighters. I'm like, we got this, but no, it was pretty heavily armored. And again, so like you're saying, it's not Factorum levels of threat, but it's still a decent threat there for sure. Holy moly!
And looking at the different factions, that's really going to be of varying degrees of difficulty. Obviously, you charge against the pirate, you charge against the military thing, it's going to be a little more scary. But those building factions, those trading factions, they're depending on what size you go up against, you're going to have a very different experience.
Well, it seems like we're going to need something more powerful here, and we have the joys of being in creative mode. Okay, we'll take this. This is a bit overpowered, but we'll see. Okay.
That'll do, right?
Yeah, but so obviously as well we're playing here, if there's any other really important points that we want to just mention to the community, you know, about what to expect and anything, we don't want to, I honestly wouldn't share too much, just to kind of keep a little bit of mystery for them to find, you know, as they play, in terms of like, you know, challenges and, you know, surprises they might come across. But is there anything else you guys really want to, you know, bring attention to about the overhaul of the cargo ships and unknown signals?
So I think one really cool thing to note is there are risks going against various encounters, but in these there are chances of looting high-end gear like prototech components. So there is really some spicy loot available in some of them. It's the same thing with the unknown signals. The unknown signals have a variety of different things, and those strong unknown signals, which have also existed in the game for a very long time, they're very much meant to be competitive. They have lots of really good things that have the potential of spawning too. So they're depending, you might get hit or miss. Maybe you run up against a freighter that's hauling something a little less important, but there's good chances that every time you go against them, you're going to find something interesting, which is very cool.
Wow. I'm just seeing, and now I'm not. Did that pirate carrier? Did that now like go out of range or fly off or something? 'Cause I'm not seeing it on my HUD anymore, right?
It just turned off its antenna because I shot out its last main turret, and it now goes in a flee behavior. They have different kind of behaviors depending on what their current status is. So they may act aggressively. They can also flee from you when you disarm them. So it all kind of depends on how you behave to them as well.
Right.
Cargo ships, for example, that are neutral towards you may just leave you alone, where if you are friendly or aggressive with them, they may behave differently towards you.
I mean, I think players are going to love this because there's so many new behaviors to expect from cargo ships, and people who have been, you know, playing this game for 10 years, they're going to have, you know, brand new experiences in their survival worlds, you know, and obviously, you know, it's all blocks are always nice and so on, but this is massive, guys. This is really, really, really exciting.
There's another thing to interject here as well, if I get a chance. This is about improvements to planetary encounter spawning as well. I don't know if you guys want to quickly touch on that so we don't miss it.
Yeah. So we made several adjustments to the settings and the defaults and just like what is possible with planetary encounters. So those should be much more prevalent and way more available than they were in the last update. It should feel a lot better.
Let's see here, and also let's have a look. Second. So it looks like Climb might have captured that carrier. Climb, if you can mark your coordinates, we'll fly to you. I'm having issues with that red ship for some reason. But I've got my body location. I guess it's over here, maybe, roughly. I'm really curious, because there's another smaller one. This is Commercial Hopper, which I also want to check out. Sorry, I'm having some OBS issues. All right. See, is he marked this unknown signal? No, that's... Where are you guys? You guys are all here with me, right?
Yes.
Oh, Climb made it. Climb actually made it back.
Oh, you made it back?
Oh.
Oh, and it's still got... So I'm having some interesting issues here.
Classic mistake. I deleted the ship that opened fire. Oh, there's not much left of the pirate ship.
Hold on. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, there's not much at all to loot here. Let's see. Anything interesting?
There's still some good blocks actually. There's like...
Oh, it'd have been
There's still a handful of things in here that are pretty expensive.
It'd have been so cool to get inside the interior, like mid fight and stuff. Like, this is nice. It is very destroyed, but this is going to be so much fun for people to kind of find and convert and take for their own. But this is like an asymmetrical design as well, and that is something we always talk about. Like, it takes a certain skill to make a very nice looking asymmetrical ship. So props to Joachim here, Aragath. This is some fine work.
Oh, and you know what? Climb just said there's prototype scrap in one of the containers and a lore data pad to go along with it. So that's pretty cool.
So say in terms of like ignoring like the Factorum, like how hard would you rate this encounter in terms of out of some of the other cargo ship out of some of the others that have been added?
I wouldn't say they're exactly in the middle ground. I would still say they're a little bit easier into that. Simply because these cargo ships are designed to spawn around players. So we don't want new players to get immediately nuked by cargo ships.
That's true.
But there might be new challenges in the future. But for now, the middle ground is about right. Especially because when they start spawning drones, that's when they become more dangerous.
Oh, for sure. Like the fact they do that and they just suddenly they're calling for backup and everything. That's some situations are going to get very messy very quickly. And I think
and a lot of these are actually also peaceful. But to start, you kind of have to make the choice that you're going to make some enemies before it gets really content. I guess just the battles start raging.
Yeah. Now, I saw another one. Oh, here we go. So we've got an unknown signal pretty close. Let's go check out. There's a couple things to check out here. I'm going to check out the unknown signal. We've also got a solar barge here as well. And there's more spawning. We've got the commercial hopper. So let's go have a look at a few more, guys, to see what we can expect here. Now, of course, unknown signals was Ryan's domain. So let's see what Ryan has been cooking. So straight off, like, there's a thing to be said about the size of the grid, right, Ryan? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. They're pretty small, and you actually got a pretty fun one, I think. So,
oh, yeah? Well, I'm struggling to catch it right now.
Yeah, not all of them are going to be tricky, but you did run into a tricky one. A lot of them are pretty inert, and they'll just be kind of little loot crates for you, things that maybe you might want to steal or claim, and you can build and change how you want, but a lot of them are probes. The one that you found here is actively going to run away from you, which is kind of fun. And maybe minorly like frustrating a little bit, but in a fun way.
No, I mean, I was lucky to be able to, I just locked on with my dampeners, but it was zipping by. It was zipping by. It's super fast, to be honest. So I will.
And so rolling balls for you guys.
Let's see what I get.
And so all of these are using new blocks, so you can see like scaffolding. We've got some of the DLC thrusters, like lots of cool things. So they look like much more modern for sure.
I think that's it. Again, without looking at all of them today to keep the surprises, like I think it sets the theme of what you guys can expect. Like, you know, you've seen some of these many times, hundreds, even thousands of times. So this is going to be like a whole new thing to come across these and be like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. Or maybe in some cases, oh, this is super annoying. I can't catch this thing, you know? So
I promise, most of them are not. There's just a couple. There's a little bit of room for trolling, right?
Yeah, of course. It's very nice though. I love the design.
The strong unknown signals I'm very excited about. I think they're going to make a lot more activity on multiplayer servers because you have to have at least 2 people in your session for those to spawn. They are meant to be competitive. and they are all made of large grids, and they have significantly better things to salvage off of them, let alone the loot that's inside of them. So I think those are going to be kind of game changers for how people approach those, because previously they were small, kind of simple grids like these, and now they are significantly better.
That's another one. So for those, that's interesting, because again, I think in survival multiplayer servers, like, sure, people do go after strong unknown signals, but I feel like compared to when they first dropped, probably, I don't know, you guys let me know in the chat, do you, when you see a strong unknown signal, are you like immediately over there? Are you 50% the time like, maybe? Or do you not really bother with the unknown signals? But I guess the point here is that there's going to be more of an incentive to actually go after those strong unknown signals, especially on servers now, right? So much nicer loot, is that right, Ryan?
Oh yeah, significantly. It's still roll the dice, but many of the times that I've gone after them while we've been testing, it's been very worth it. And I think they're probably going to end up being their own little arenas in that aspect too. People will probably actually fight over them now.
Well, I think that was definitely the idea of those in many ways, is to kind of create that thing that people are going to go for. So if there's more of an incentive to go after them, yeah, you can definitely have more people chasing up, like, you know, battling for those, which is really exciting, to be honest. A lot of comments, love it. Sorry guys, let's see. So I'll check out this commercial hopper, and then what I think we'll do is, guys, we'll get a platform going, or we can maybe put a planet in, and we can start looking at some of these new blocks, both the free editions and the DLC pack, because there are some absolute stunners, right guys?
Oh, absolutely. Our art team, I think, absolutely knocked it out of the park on this one. We've got some really talented people, and they made some really incredible visuals for sure.
And speaking of talented art team, Janusz, can you hear us? Are you there still? I'm hoping everything's connected, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Janusz, you're here. Awesome. Well, Janusz, I want to publicly say what an incredible job you did with that trailer. And give you a round of applause. And I also want to give, you know, ask the chat once again what they thought of that trailer. And I would love to hear some insights from Janusz, because it looks super complex. Like, I've made a fair share of trailers over the years, but that was like, I don't think I've made anything that complex in terms of the actual mechanic, the game mechanics going on in the background.
Yeah, so we wanted to show a little bit more engineering this time, because, you know, in 2.5 we showed mostly fighting, warships and stuff like that. So this time we wanted to focus more on engineering. And maybe before I say anything else, maybe I could shout out all the guys who worked with me on this trailer.
Definitely, yeah, go for it.
So first of all, thank you to Aragat, who prepared the trains that we saw in the intro, in the planetary part of the trailer, all the trains and also the land sites. That's all Aragat work. And this crazy rocket factory that we could see in the video was created by one of our community members. Apologies. So, and I think he did such a great job on this one. It's like, you know, super complex, and I had so much fun just playing with it and, you know, looking how it assembles this rocket booster. Like, it was amazing. So he's done such a good job.
And that's a really important part. So obviously I was thanking Janusz for the trailer, but again, there's a lot of work went into that. Again, the monorail that you saw, made by this fantastic man above me here, Aragav. And the factory, you know, Apologies. You guys know Apologies, right? Apologies is one of the most talented builders out there. So to collab with our team to put together the factory for the trailer is amazing. So, of course, massive shout out to Apologies. I don't know if they're in the chats tonight, but it would be, you know, it would be, either way, it'd be great to do a big shout out to them, because it was truly spectacular, and the way it all came together was just so good.
Yeah, and I think the videos would not be so spectacular without the great music that our composer Karel Antonin creates. I think it's yeah, next level music. And, of course, shout out to our programmers and our team and everybody else who was involved in this update, because I think everybody did like really, really great job, and it was a pleasure to work with them.
Yeah, Adam says that video had an illegal amount of engineering. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, big shout out to everyone involved in that. It's obviously Janos like directing and putting it all together, but yeah, a lot of people went into making that, and make the trailers in general, to be honest. I'm actually approaching this commercial hopper, and you'll see, guys, once I got close, it was like, contact, detected, and it's running away from me, and it's taking a long time to get to it, because obviously I'm using my player here to get to it, so I'm only got like 10 meters per second on it, and it's been very hard to catch up to this commercial hopper. So I feel like, guys, sometimes you're almost going to need to use like a scissor maneuver or something to kind of like, block them off, because if you're just chasing them with your ship, you're going to get, struggle to catch up to some of these, right?
It's actually one of the unknown signal ones that it's one of the first cargo ships I added in, and it's a bit quicker than usual to catch up with. This one is more rare to spawn.
Well, it wasn't attacking me. It wasn't attacking me, but now it's trying to. It wasn't attacking me until I started grinding it. Sorry. Sorry, I'm almost there. Sorry for the screaming, guys.
You got to live with those choices that you've just made. For sure.
Yep.
There's consequences to your actions.
I know. It was running away from me, but it wasn't trying to kill me until I started attacking it. Now it's on the hunt, so I'm going to try and break in here. Of course I can't. I'm going to break in. Sorry for the screaming, guys.
It's especially fun if you try to chase this cargo ship in particular into a planet's atmosphere.
Oh, okay. Because it's got atmospheric thrusters, right? So it won't.
Yep.
That's because now, am I right in saying, Aragaf? Because that normally it's quite. You guys might have experienced it yourselves. Like when you chase down a cargo ship, or whatever, and it goes into the atmosphere, it can fall down. But this one will not be falling down in atmosphere, right?
Yes. But some of them will have measures for when you try to chase them down into gravity.
Wow. So that's very interesting. I've got to board this here. It looks like it's flying solo on autopilot. We've got a dead engineer here. Oh, it's got some space credits. Okay. I'm going to claim the NPC grid. So I've claimed the grid here, so it won't despawn. It's a brand new layout. We've got some cargo here. All these new blocks. There's passageway here as well. Obviously, I can't take control of it just yet. It's flashing lights and everything, but there's so much cool stuff going on because of... It's to build all the cargo ships now, rebuild them, with using the new features that we have in the game, there's like so much, right, that you guys were able to add to these compared to 5 years ago in terms of both blocks but also functionality.
I'm very excited to see how players will pick up on these.
I think it's probably worth mentioning too, like we've done a lot of work here, but we've also released a modding guide to go along with this, so the community is more than welcome to add as many things as they want, add more cargo ships, and kind of go wild with the same kind of mechanisms.
Wow. And that's another big one. We really... Oh, man, it's just reminding me there's so much to talk about today, including, like, one of the things is, like, some changes to experimental mode. For example, modding is no longer considered experimental, for example. So you can access mods in the... I guess I'll say vanilla, but like in the standard game, is that a good way of describing it? But that's one of the changes. It's all kind of interlinked here. We didn't get to that quite yet, but there's so much to talk about still, guys. So I'm gonna go back to the spawn platform. I think the guys are hanging out there with some of the new stuff. But I just wanted to show one experience of me chasing down a more friendly cargo ship that didn't appreciate being grinded, but. I haven't even really got it yet. It's still autopiloting, but still, if I had more time, I would come back and fully take this. So I'm going to fly back now. But yeah. And also, did you guys, one of you guys want to talk about the experimental mode changes, or did you want? I can cover it as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that biggest piece is that the mods are not experimental anymore. that now also segments some of the features that were experimental into their own individual world settings. So things that might have been a little more intensive, like say I just want to play with a skybox mod, you no longer have to have all of the very intense physics or advanced physics options on, like share inertia tensor. Those are now split into their own world settings, which is kind of a big deal. And then on top of that, we've made some changes to experimental mode and how it works with consoles. So there's no new PCU limits and more adjustments to how consoles work with that. And it should just overall result in a more stable experience, which should be much, much better.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, and so these are, you know, these are changes that haven't been made or changed for a while now, right? The kind of changes, I guess, to how experimental work works. But this is still a big deal, and it's to really show that, you know, modding is such a huge part of the kind of ecosystem and the game itself. So to have that now be more core part of the game is really exciting. But yes, I know. I was talking about this as I entered the science room right here, and now we're going to go through some of the blocks, guys. But look at this. I don't mind if I do. I'll hop inside here. Oh man!
Look at this. Finally, we have water. Contained water.
Water in Space Engineers. Incredible. Now, Aaron teased to this, right? Do you guys get the teaser when Aaron was talking about, he just said like a month ago or something, bubbles. That's all you got. And now it's all making sense here. So some of these are like decorative blocks. Some of these are functional blocks. But overall, just amazing, right?
Suppose it's a missed opportunity of adding a jacuzzi.
Oh, that's so true. Well, in the next one, guys, in the next one, right?
Yeah, so these blocks you're looking at now, these are actually like cryopods. So these are great places to log out. The block above that is one of the experiment blocks. It's like a big vat of liquid, and it's actually an interior light. So some of them all have, you know, various functionalities. And then the one on the far side of the room, which I think is one of my favorites for sure, is the new O2H2 generator, which has the bubbles coming up as well.
Yeah, over here. So this is the new O2H2 generator, guys. And of course, you're seeing it in a room here, but it's also cool. It's like the size of the block. It fits. It looks cool. Let's see here. Let's just show like this. Oh, well, there's more here. We've got little science tables here, experiments. We've got the new O2 lab O2 tank as well. So your laboratory and pipes in the ceiling. I'm just overwhelmed, you know.
There's a lot going on in this room.
There is.
The cryopods make use of the new set color feature. So if you hop in and out of those, the lights underneath them change color.
Yeah. So there's another example, Aragaf, how like this. Some might be thinking, oh, this is how they function, right? Like you go in, they change color, but this is actually a combination. Like the by default, they don't do this, but using that new set, this is this actions. It's I can't even speak. It's amazing. Look at this. And above this, we have one of the one of the lab blocks. This is again a decorative block, more bubbles, but they've placed that very nicely above the existing tanks. This is also another lab block, which is just decorative, but again looks amazing. Look at the turbines going there as well. Experiments happening. Oh man! And over here, very exciting. Now this is one of the free editions, right, guys? This is the refill station. Do you want to talk about this? Because this is super exciting as well.
Yeah, and actually I've seen a little bit of confusion on this. I think this could be a cool one to show off. So this is the inset version. There are 3 blocks that come for the refill station. There's a small grid cap, a large grid cap, and then the full inset, which I think was shown off in some of our teasers. It heals, or it does not heal you. It fills your energy, your hydrogen, and your oxygen. So it's not a med bay, but it also doesn't have computers in it. It's a public block. So if you're playing co-op with people and they're in different factions, you guys are just running a mission together and you just need to refill without sharing your full med bay, this is a great option. So it's really a fantastic co-op block.
Yeah, that's also an important thing to note for sure. But it's so nice that I mean, there's like the functions to talk about, and there's also like the visuals. And as you guys said, the art team like completely knocked it out the park as always. But then the functionality is also really exciting. And speaking of that, we also have over here the cargo. I'm not getting the name wrong. The cargo access. Cargo terminal here. So what was the thinking about this block when you guys wanted to come up with a new block for the game?
Eric, do you want to take this one?
Well, we mostly listen to community feedback, and obviously there are a lot of mods for this already, but we agreed that always having the same cargo container access port inside of your now very lovely decorated ships is just getting stale. So we needed something new for that, and it was the next thing on the list to do.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it? Like, rather than just like a big, full kind of block size port, it's just a nice little shelf here, and you can imagine, you can kind of see how you would like pick this up and slide up the hatch and get out what you need from the cargo hatch. So yeah, very nicely integrated. I got a message here I'm seeing. Is that correct, Aaron, that the DLC pack is now live on Steam as well? Is that correct?
Yes, it is. That is confirmation that the pack is now live. So,
all right, guys.
Yes.
The DLC is now available on Steam, guys. So if you on PC and you want to get access to these fantastic new lab blocks, the time has come. Steam is live. Go get it. We've only just started looking at some of them, but there's still more to see here. But the guys have put this together really nicely, really quick. And we've also got the new lab doors. I love this. Look at this. Sliding glass doors. And in this case,
Also,
go ahead.
A small thing about the new lab vents, which are the cryo rooms. They actually pick randomly between 3 different player animations every time you enter them. So if you have a whole faction full of players, there is a little bit of variation going on.
Oh yeah, that's a nice little touch, isn't it? Yeah, so they're not everyone's all in the same, not say T-pose, but that's good. So there's a slightly different positions. I see the leg positions are slightly different here. So yeah, if you have a room full of people in their kind of vats, it's gonna look very, very cool. I mean, this room is like one of the coolest looking rooms I've ever seen in Space Engineers. Is the reality, guys?
Oh, we didn't touch on either. Right underneath them is the floor. The floors are incredible.
Oh yeah,
These
look
new
at
floors
this.
are awesome.
So this is the decorative floors, guys, and this is, for some people, it might not seem that way, but I'm telling you, for some people, this is probably going to be the favorite block of the update because it gives you so much potential to design floors. So yeah, you see the lab block is like so, but this is the decal decorative floor. Maybe we should go outside or another just to show how this works a bit better here, but this is showing it in action. And this is also going to be huge for interior designs and mixing up the floor shapes. Let's run outside here.
There was one of our own artists who actually came up with that.
I feel like I vaguely remember that conversation. I feel like they were like, oh, we should use this block and it could be span around for different use cases and so on. So here we go. So this is the decal floor block, and you'll see that each face has a different kind of pattern on it. This has got like the kind of hazard stripes on the edge. This has the gray hazard stripes. This has a corner hazard stripes, straight hazard stripes, end hazard stripes. Sorry, like lines. So in practice, this is the center block, right? This is the so this is the 3x3 floor slab. Now we have spoken about XL blocks in the past, and I feel like this is kind of getting there, We're going through this very let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, I've also got a little demo over here of just how you can combine them, so you can get that little line that we've got in the corridor there. But you can also combine all the hazards in one area, and there's like corner lines within these blocks as well. So it means that you can connect up and isolate maybe like a barrel storage area off with it. It just allows you to add a bit more detail to the ground. That in turn, creates a bit of realism in your design as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're seeing this. Sorry, wait. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, wait, Aaron, where were you doing that?
It's all right. I was showing just a basic one over here.
But over here, like this.
Together much more. Like I put together this little yellow ring here just to show that you could put a little barrel storage or something together like that. But the guys have really gone to town with showing. But this is also really good for landing pads. So you could put this around the edge of a landing pad now. So it actually details it, has some warning, some hazard, to keep back with some of the decals.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on touching on the XL blocks, because one of my first thoughts was I'm going to make a runway with this, and it'll be way less PCU because I have the big slab to work with now.
Now, you guys, as you guys build it out, I mean, I'm sure the chat is seeing the potential of this. Look at this. But what I wanted to say, because it came to me as I was building here. There's so much to talk about. The other thing is there's another change that you can now have modifiers in the keybinds, because I have changed my key bindings to Space Engineers 2 key bindings. Because, so now I'm in here with these blocks, right, guys? And I'm using Control WASD to control that. My hand is off the keyboard, and now I have SE2 controls in SE1. So it means that kind of transition between the two is not so jarring when you're going between them here. So this is something I wanted to bring attention to as well.
Yeah, definitely. Our lead programmer, Philip, what was that?
This is Clang Drive.
No, it appears that Joe's playlist is going rogue.
Oh, this is Clang Drive right now. Well,
okay.
This is from our. This is in our game. But I'll show you this real quickly. So if we got block placement here, you'll see now how I still have my G page up, delete, home, insert, page down, but I've added the SE2 control equivalent. So block, rotate block vertical, Control D, Control A, Control W, Control S, Control EQ. So this is kind of an optional thing. And we don't have the keybind modifiers in SE2 yet, for doing the other way around. But still, like, even when I was jumping into the game today, before the stream, I was like, I kept trying to rotate the blocks with the the SE2 keybinds, and perfectly so. You can now do that, so you can actually do that and smooth things out. So, yeah,
definitely. And this is not the end, though. I was gonna say we got to shout out Philip, because he went through every possible control. There's so many things now that you can rebind and adjust however you want. There's so many things that you didn't even probably know existed that are now in those menus for you to customize. So it's really, it's way more than just WASD.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Oh wow, the guys are really building something out here. So I wanted to bring that, and oh wow. Let's see. Let's see what the guys are cooking then. Yeah, I mean, because we've got so many players in, if you guys wanted to show off certain demos, like it seems like people are doing different things. I'm going to come over here. What's Climb got over here? We've got is this the microscope? What's this one? This is the microscope lab desk here. Massive microscope. And the new circular corridors, guys, and this is the circular corridors with the kind of circular door built in, and this is another fantastic block. And what's nice about this is, I'm sure you guys would admit, like, a lot of SE is quite square, right? Quite angular. So we do have rounded blocks, but they're kind of not, there's not so many of them. But it's always nice when you mix up a build to have these kind of rounded designs built into a grid that maybe, more so square for the most part, right? A lot of round stuff. We've got another lab experiment.
The round corridors are, they're somewhere between like Vault Dweller and Stargate Command, I think, and they're super cool. Like, I can't wait to use those. Oh yeah, and the experiment's very cool. When we were going through those, we were talking to the artists about trying to make something kind of generic, but also like sort of mad scientist in 2077.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a perfect example as to what that kind of spawned. It's kind of generic Greeble. It can be all kinds of different things for you, but it's a really ornate, very cool block.
All right. Oh man. You guys are going to be spoiled for choice here. Like, we have been kind of blasting through this stuff as we play. So I'm wondering, if we carry on here, you guys feel free to call me over to take a look at something that we're building here. But I'm just thinking, because I don't want us to miss anything either here. So I might pull up the blog post in the meantime and just make sure we're going through everything here. We're not going to miss out on any of the new features or blocks. Because as you can see, I'm pulling stuff out of here. And if you guys want to follow the update and see what's going on in a more structured format, the blog post is the best place to read. But yeah, today we just wanted to jump into the game right away and show you guys some of the stuff in action, rather than the blog post and then the game, if that makes sense. So let's see here. And Aaron, also, I'm not sure if you, I know Aaron's in the game now. Aaron, if you've seen any questions or anything from chat that we want to address, that could also be good as well.
I'll
I'm asking Aaron to multitask as well. Distraction.
I will. I'll put down my tools for the minute, and we'll have a quick double check of the chat to see if there is any further questions. Do we want to start taking some questions if they start popping some in?
Yeah, no, it was mainly now because I wanted to have like a kind of dedicated Q&A session with focus on the questions. It was more like if you're seeing anything, if you've caught anything that's a recurring question, maybe something, maybe a concern or something that people, or anything kind of misunderstanding or like. I'm just reading here. Let's just see here.
There is a question about will Keen official servers enable these DLC blocks?
Mm-hmm. Wait, say that one more time.
So will these blocks be available on Keen official servers?
Of course.
Yeah. As will the new cargo ships as well.
I don't think we have a way to disable that. Perhaps we have actually. No, it's the cargo ships will go online on the official servers as well.
There was some questions earlier on before about would these encounters increase the chance of PvP? What's the chances of two people heading to the same location at the same time? Is it particular? Do you guys think it's particularly high, or are they that far apart that there'll be a chance of you just getting there by yourself?
The unknown signals for sure. Those strong unknown signals on servers, I think, are going to be that. The cargo ships, there's probably a good chance. They broadcast pretty far, but if you're on, like, say, the moon is not super huge. People in that area could see the same beacons, and so I think there's a good chance of competition for those for sure.
Yeah, cargo ships have a maximum of 30 kilometers range that they are broadcast.
So another additional question as well is of course the DLC will be available in offline mode, but will the skin boost also be available in offline mode?
Yes.
Yeah, it should. That I'm not 100% sure on because it is tied to Steam specifically, so you should still be gaining inventory and doing all that with Steam.
Right, okay. Because I was unsure about this myself because I believe that the only way to get the skins was to be on a server. I don't know if you guys can clear that up.
Oh no, you can do it in single player. Absolutely, it can be done in single player.
Okay, perfect. They would also like to see an unknown signal or an equivalent if possible.
You'd like to see a strong, like a standard? We did look at the little one. I can probably spawn in a larger one. Oh, actually, there's one in our server right now. We can go look at that one. It's 58 kilometers from us. Joel, do you want to teleport?
Yeah, I can teleport there. No worries. Yeah, I'll do that now. I'm just multitasking. We got.
Because it might also be nice to also talk a little bit more about the key bindings as well. Some people are bringing that up. They're interested in what particularly the thought behind having Space Engineers 2 keys. Of course, it's for cross. If you play one game, you can then jump to another. But was there any other reason for it, or is it the main idea to prepare players for Space Engineers 2 if they want to play both?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the ability to jump between both games seamlessly. I think Space Engineers 2 has a fantastic scheme. There's lots of great ideas going on in that game, and I don't see any reason why we can't share, right? But on top of it, there's no reason that if you have a different layout or you're left-handed or you want something else, you should be able to do it however you want. That's kind of the core of Space Engineers a lot of the time, is do it how you want. Like, you can mod it, you can change it, you can customize your world, whatever you want to do. And this is just right in line with that. This is just another kind of like long time requested thing that we're able to deliver this time. We were able to get it in.
Okay. Another question is about unknown signals on consoles. Will they find their way to consoles one day?
I don't know. I hope so. Soon, maybe. Soon TM, maybe. Who knows? There's a lot of things that go on under the hood with those, specifically with like the skins and everything, and those are tied to Steam. So there's a little bit that's a little bit more complicated to unravel.
Maybe that's one for Marek when we see Marek.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you guys real quick here. I reached the strong unknown signal. So already we're seeing this is a big, well, relatively for strong. This is a large grid here. Asymmetrical design, built-in solar panel. And let's come in and have a look. Oh, and interesting. Oh, Climb's hiding inside.
Oh, I think he just maybe got the skin.
He stole it from me.
Oh, he beat you to it. He beat you to the skin. Oh.
Start
It'd be
flailing.
interesting to see how many people are excited about jumping on and trying to get some of the skins as well. If the chat will let us know just how many of them are missing a crucial part to complete one of their skin collections.
Let's see if I press this. No, hold on. Wait.
Because I did also see a nice suggestion before as well that I thought I'd bring up. Is some of the players wanted a way of displaying their skins without wearing them, like an equipment rack. Of some
That
kind.
would be awesome. Yeah.
That's a
yeah.
good idea. Yeah.
I'm just seeing here. Wait, because I'm curious because this is offline, so I can't press the button. So do I have to get this up and running?
So when you press the button and you claim that skin, the grid will shut down.
Oh,
so
that's
the battery is
why.
now off. And, yeah. So
It was throwing me off for a
it's all
second.
internet now.
Yeah, it was throwing
Right.
me off. That's funny.
And
okay.
so I also it's got a countdown right now. You can see on the button it says 3 minutes. I claimed it, so you can look at it as long as you want. Because otherwise, if you don't claim it, you won't be able to keep it. So remember to do that if you want to keep the grid.
Of course, and this is grid's got some nice components on it, so you could totally use this for various salvage and stuff inside. I mean, it's got a connector here.
Some of them are a little bigger than this too. There's a wide
Even bigger
range. Yeah, there's a wide range. I think it's just going to be more interesting as you kind of go. You kind of run into different things, and especially in a survival gameplay. I like almost exclusively play survival, and when you're starting out or you're looking for stuff, these could end up being some pretty good things to grab and get yourself going.
Oh, 100%. Like, just you grab this and you bring it back to your base. This is a good start for you. So I guess we'll head.
Have you ever?
Go on, Aaron.
I was just gonna say, have you ever done a scavenger sort of playthrough? So instead of having a base, all you do is drive around, grabbing pieces of wreckage and sticking them together, because that is a really fun way to play as well.
Just like just merging it all together and making some massive Hulk or something.
You used to play that as a team.
Yeah, like not even turning on the assembly or refinery, just literally getting the parts, scrapping them down. Well, maybe you need your assembler, but your refinery, you don't need any ore. You're gonna scrap to survive.
I think
it's one of my favorite ways to play.
Yeah, I think when you have as many hours in the game as Aragath and I, you start doing whatever you can to mix it up and have a crazy experience. So yeah, definitely.
Right, I'm now going to, I think now I'm going to go back then, guys. So I'll come back to where you guys are at, and then we'll see what's going on over there. Let's see. I wanted to find, this was what I wanted to find, right. Cool. So we're covering a lot here, to be honest, and it looks like we might be switching over to a different world in a second, which is exciting, so we can do that. I just want to have a look what you guys have been building here before we do this. So Ron has built this really cool room. Wow. Again, using those new floor blocks. This is very interesting in terms of the layout and the shape here. Look at this. I'm still kind of coming to terms with the potential. It happens every update. I'm still kind of coming to terms with the potential that this new update will bring in. Like, there's just so much. I said it earlier, you guys are going to be heading to Greebletown. That's my phrase of this update. I know some mighty Greeblers out there, and they're in for a treat with this. Like, you know that this experiment block is going to be used for all kinds of things. Sure, it'll look cool in a lab, but people are going to put this like next to their thrusters or all kinds of locations just because it looks cool, right? And I think that's what you always think about, is that players always take a block designed for a specific purpose, maybe, but then players always find new ways to use it. And actually, in some ways, this floor block is kind of the, I guess, like, completely that, right?
Have you had a chance to look at the beautiful detailing within the lab freezer?
I have not yet. Let's bring it up. I'm bringing it.
Like I've got a little lab freezer over here. Unless you.
Oh, hold on. I'll come to you. I'll come to you if it's nicely laid out. Let's see.
Like,
Aaron is.
Oh no, it's vanished. Someone has vanished my lab freezer.
Oh no!
I didn't realize you put it on top of this build.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
In here.
Wait. Aaron is. Oh.
Let me just.
Inside the room you just
here,
left,
here.
I assume.
Here,
There we go.
There we
There you
go.
go.
So this is the lab
There we go.
freezer,
Look at
guys. Oh. Let's have a look inside.
Because it's
Is this
got some
actually
little hatches as well that are really cool.
okay? We've got all kinds of unknown
there's like
materials
a-
inside there.
Sort of access panel hatches on one side and then inventory access on the right side. So it's it's got a little bit of storage for it.
And we love to see. Oh, the door's open. Look at that. That's
It's good,
so
isn't it?
nice.
It's so immersive. Like the key to with these sort of decorative blocks like this is when a player just imagines themselves, in their experience in that lab or whatnot. It's like bringing their vision of that room to life. Especially getting more details for interiors is so critical.
I mean, we already had a lot, to be honest. Like this.
Oh yeah, we did.
We already had a lot, but this is like this is on like another. I don't know, like it's almost how to word it. You're sport for choice now, if for what you can put into rooms. Like we having the kind of like the sofas and the kitchen and stuff like that. But of course, with space and engineering, like science is obviously going to be a huge part of that. So having all these various lab blocks with their bubbles and stuff is going to make things just amazing. Having oh, this is another block. I just realized another block is the vent block, right, guys? So who wants to? Does someone want to cover this one? Because this is an addition here. Like this is like
The exhaust fan.
Oh yes. It's a more compact version of the exhaust pipe. I believe it is. We figured we need a more compact version to make it fit better with players' builds, because for many people it seems that these the exhaust pipe, the way it was kind of tricky to mix it in with your build. And now you can put it directly on top of any kind of port.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly change something because I'm still having some issues today, guys. Unfortunately, with my my stream is struggling a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing drop frames. Very strange behavior. So I'm just changing some settings here to hope this will improve things. But no, it's a very nice block because obviously the exhaust it looks like something. It's pretty massive here. So just having like a smaller version of that is very nice. Yeah, my CPU. I don't know what's going on today. Need a new PC, guys. I think. All right, hold on. All right, this should behave better now. I hope. Seems that way. So look, this is, as you can see, you can use different effects for this exhaust, and I was trying to compare it with the original exhaust here as well. Hold on. There we go. So that's the old exhaust. Yeah. Very cool looking. Don't get me wrong. Amazing looking. It came in the Wasteland update, but now you just have this like little vent that you can stick on the ender blocks. And again, we see what people do with like these magnetic pads, right? Like compact landing gears. So the same thing when you have a block that's kind of cool looking, cool function, but then you take it into like a compact form. That players are going to come up with whole new uses for this kind of visual effect, if anything.
Oh yeah.
There's also a tiny version of it, isn't there?
Oh yeah. That's in small grid as well.
Oh, okay. We haven't looked at any of the small grid stuff, but there is new stuff for small grid. I want to. It's very difficult because I'm torn here because we're looking at all the new stuff. Here we have it as well. Look at this, the Prototech reactor, guys. Look at this stunning block. Another block. And this was something.
We can presented in the large base as well. The space station responded.
Wait, the one over here, Agaf, you mean?
The really big one, if you go through one of the ports,
I'm going to follow you.
It's not actually done from the inside. It was mostly a piece set for the trader.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was a very cool looking station here. Okay, so here is the Prototech reactor, which of course you guys were asking for more Prototech blocks, so the team did deliver. And look at this beauty, absolutely fantastic. And again, I'm always going to hand it to these guys because I can tell you about exactly some of the lore behind it. But I wanted to hand it to the designer. So guys, can you tell us some interesting facts about this particular reactor?
It has spinny bits. It works on hydrogen. Yeah, we really wanted to add some alternative to uranium for the late game, and it came down to this.
So it runs on hydrogen.
Yes, you can find it through Prototech Encounters. We did not add new Prototech Encounters, but we did add variations of existing ones, so you can now find these among them.
Yeah, it's very. I'm trying to think the size. How does it vary? I can see the other reactors, but how does it vary, like roughly here? Let's see.
It's more compact, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you got a
smaller than a large
compact.
reactor, but you may need an O2 generator and a tank. So it comes with different kind of risks than a large reactor.
Yeah, for sure. But it's interesting that it doesn't have that reliance on a uranium. Actually, that's pretty interesting. Someone's asking, what is the consumption rate? You guys know off the top of your heads?
The exact
that
number
depends on the. Yeah, it entirely depends on how much power you're using.
Right.
So it is far more efficient than a hydrogen engine, if that's what you're wondering.
Probably, yeah. It's got to be. It's that Prototech magic, right? Prototech magic, the unknown.
Right.
Yep. So I think we are. It has felt a little. Oh, here we go. I was looking at the wrong spot, I think. I was looking at the reactors chilling over here, but if I come around here, wow.
We're actually in the room.
This was the room I was supposed to come into.
Yes.
That's so funny. I was just looking at the reactor placed down in like the gray background, but this is how it's supposed to be. This is how a reactor room should look, guys. Look at this. So this, of course, was from the trailer. And you beautifully use these experimental blocks on the walls here. But yeah, absolutely, just simply awesome. And you know that we're gonna have players doing a similar thing, right? Mixing in these lab experiments. I mean, this is the generator here, right? This is the O2H2 generator on the back wall here. But with the lighting and everything, like, who made this then?
The room?
Yeah, the room.
That would be me, though. The version that is used in the trailer was altered by Janis.
Ah, great. And Janusz,
it has much more moving parts and improvements.
I have to ask Janusz, did you have like a favorite, I don't know, favorite shot, like a shot or favorite room or something? I know it's hard. There's so many cool elements, all the construction line, the train, and this room. I have to ask though.
Yeah, I think those lab experiment block C is my favorite because the light, and when it was moving down on those pistons, it looked so cool.
Oh yeah, oh man, I can't wait because we're gonna roll the trailer at the end of the stream again, so you guys can be exposed to the epicness one more time. But yeah, it's just chills, man, just complete chills. Oh yeah, this is so good, so good. But let me I'm going to try and scroll down the blog post, mainly because, I mean, it's okay, a bit of chaos is all right, but I am going to make sure that we have, we're not missing anything, because we are getting through it slowly as we kind of look out these cool builds. Did we want to switch over the world? Is that way? Were you kind of waiting for my signal, guys, on that, or not? I wasn't sure.
Oh, whatever you'd like. But you're right. We barely scratched the surface on like how much is in this update.
I mean, we could pull up the blog post. I'm kind of half tempted. We've had some gameplay and shown you some of these amazing blocks in practice. We might not have shown all of them, but we could just scroll through the blog post and then just see the things that we missed or the things we didn't miss and so on. I don't know what you guys think. Or we can carry.
Yeah, I mean,
go on, Aaron.
There is one thing, the changes to experimental mode. Did we touch on that?
We did touch on that. We didn't touch on it fully, but we touched on it that there have been changes to experimental mode. One of the biggest being, of course, that modding is no longer considered experimental. It's now in the standard game, which is one of the points. But if you wanted to talk more about experimental, Aaron, I'm sure I could run around and see what else the guys put down here before we switch worlds.
Well, you've covered the biggest factor already. I just wanted to make sure that players were aware of it. So going into the detail of the blog here, there are 3 new experimental mode world settings: enable share inertia tensioner, enable unsafe piston impulses, enable unsafe rotor impulses. These were previously available with experimental mode was enabled, but can now be individually toggled if needed. So that's something that I thought was worth mentioning there.
Definitely. Yeah.
And the other thing is it can be turned on and off. It's turned on and off automatically when joining sessions that have experimental mode enabled as well. So just bear that in mind. It would also, it might be worth talking about how you rearranged a little bit of the layout of some of these screens so it's a bit more intuitive as well. If you guys can touch on that.
Yeah, please do, guys. Let me see here as we switch over.
Sorry, for which screens?
For when it comes to toggling some of these options.
Yeah, so the experimental mode options, those are now towards the bottom of the list. You'll see them in experimental, or they'll be, if you're not in experimental mode, they'll be grayed out. That session area or session settings should be a little bit cleaner. But yeah, it comes down to, I think, like, I don't know that a lot of people realize that those are advanced physics options, and there is a lot more under the hood with those. So breaking them out to make sure that, like, if you need them, you can have them. But then if you're just running something simple, like you don't want to have all that intense stuff going on, you don't have to be in experimental mode either. You can play in the normal version of the game without having those intense options on.
Lovely indeed. There's also a few quality of life changes we could touch on, Joel, as well, if you need a few more minutes to prepare.
Yeah, please do. Feel free to do that. I'm just going to bring up.
So the biggest one I think you guys should talk a little bit about as well is search options in admin block menus, because this is pretty massive, to be honest, to be able to search things.
Oh yeah. Especially for people, like, I'm one of them that plays with, like, mods that add lots of items, and then when you want to go spawn something in or do something, you're like scrolling through lists forever. So the admin menus, especially the entity list is huge. If you're a server admin or you're in your single player world and you lost something and your entity, there's lots of stuff in there and the entity list is full, you can now search and find your grids or find the item you want to spawn or whatever you're messing with so much easier. And that's not just the admin menus, it goes right into the blocks too. The conveyor sorter now has search options, the jump drive now has search options. So if you have a lot of GPS points and you're trying to get somewhere specific, you can now search and filter that list, which is awesome.
On top of this, there's also a new mode for the drill as well that I think would be worth talking about.
Yeah.
The terrain clearing mode that I think a lot of players will get some great use out. Do you want to explain that a little bit and go into, why adding that feature is going to be quite fun and easy for, especially digging out bases?
Yeah, this was one that I was really happy that we got in. You could always right click to clear terrain, right? That's always been a thing. Or if you're on console, use your controller still, but there's still been an option, but it's never been independent. So now we have a lot more automation possibility with that. It also allows you to right click with multiple types of drills. So if you have a prototype drill and a standard drill, those can now be right clicking at the same time, which was not possible before. So it's really a nice quality of life. I'm personally incredibly excited to see how our community uses it for drones and automation, and now being able to have those right click by themselves. I think that's going to be very cool. But that's now just an option that was not there before.
Yeah, so that's definitely, I think we talked about it, didn't we? I think actually, I'm thinking if we talked about it before this update, Aaron, I feel like, was that a teaser we mentioned, right?
Yeah, we did touch on it. But like we just said, like the ability to leave a drone now to mine out an area, just to click, not even take any resources and fill you up with loads of stone, because that's another thing. Sometimes you just don't want the stone, so you can leave it to it. It'll mine out a big hangar, big area for you to do it, and then you can pretty much put in whatever you want. So yeah, it's a nice little thing. It's like proper automated clearing. Like I think of it as like a little bulldozer feature, really.
Right. And going along with like those actions, I think maybe Aragath can touch on it. I think one of the really big features in my mind is the action slot UI improvements and how that works for like event controllers and showing that off. I think if we could show that for a second, that's a really, really powerful and so much cleaner.
We just see
it's a simple change, also inspired by some of our popular mods, but we noticed there's still quite often confusion about what the two action slots specifically for those like sensors or event controllers are supposed to do. And not everyone understood that the first action slot is for a true state and the second one is for a false state. So that's what we try to convey more clearly now. And hopefully that helps with the onboarding and just every player in general.
I'm just seeing right now in a second. So we've got into this world, guys. I'm just seeing Aragaf, did you want to guide us around this amazing world here as we continue the showcase? Because there is a lot I want to show, I say, in person as well here, but I just want to make sure we're heading in the right direction here.
There's an early version of the world that I prepared for the trailer.
Okay.
But Janus made like an entire city around it, so there's way more to it for the actual trailer world. But here is what I mostly used to test these trains. It is in 2 parts. So these trains are driving in a circle, and they are switching up every time they come across the switch. And there's a section in a distance quite a bit away from here, inside this valley, where the rocket silo is, where you see the rocket being loaded from the train onto the vertical rail. I'll place a beacon there so we can find
it's a massive world here. I wasn't actually planning to go over this completely today because it's such a huge world, and it's like it deserves a whole section. I think it's just amazing, honestly. And you guys saw a lot of stuff. I reckon it's funny. I recognize some of these builds as well. Some of these builds, some Sparks of the Future. That's funny. See some old assets. That's good. That's interesting. That's nice.
We tend to reuse a couple of assets.
It's got to be done. I mean, there's so much to put down, right? So. Totally understand that. Let's see. Shall I?
So there should be a train coming sometime soon from the cave.
From this direction.
Already,
okay.
Yeah, it's on its way, and then it will switch up with the other train over here.
Okay. So should we get on this train then?
Okay. Though none of it is really finished from the inside or anything. It's
okay.
It's something that was kind of a work in progress.
Oh, it's coming. No, is it? Yeah, it's coming. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, I had this as a little personal project for a while now. These trains were something I toyed around with a lot.
I love how it's like it splits around the station here. That's so nice. Oh, I missed the train. Okay.
I was going to say, Joel, it's really exciting as well because in Space Engineers we have our own sub-train sort of community where people are just building trains left, right, and centre. So when they see stuff like this, they get mega excited. To be honest, I love a train as well. You can't go wrong.
Who
with
doesn't
it.
love a train, right?
This is my version of that.
All right, I made it on board. Hey guys.
And we can control this train from the button panels and control the switches from the button panels. Well, not for this one actually, but the idea was that I was going to make it's something of a survival world using these trains in my personal time, but I just don't have time for it. So, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I've seen a really good comment in the chat. Someone asking about the mysterious rail block.
Oh, still
there's no rail block. This is just the beam blocks.
Oh no, I'm
you were the old school, from like years ago.
Yeah,
from like 2013.
Actually, I can't even answer you that. I've been working for over 9 years now, and it was from before my time. So I don't know.
I mean, there's going to be some obvious. There's going to be some obvious questions. People asking like, where can we find this world? So it's not on the workshop yet because again, it was primarily made for the trailer, but. I told the guys there's like, it's got to make it onto the workshop in some form. Maybe it's like cut down a bit and like polish around the edges, but the community is going to need to jump into this and have a go themselves.
Yeah, or maybe even like a train kit so they can start building their own.
Oh man, yeah, that's something. Give the players the tools, right? As that's always been the thing.
That's what it's about.
I mean, there's other things here. I've got the blog post up now, and I'm just saying that, like, we haven't covered, for example, the large grid small connector yet. That's another one, which is another huge, I just want to say quality of life, but no, it's actually a pretty big deal for being able to dock up small grids, but only using the small connector. So it's like a converter. Yeah. So we should show that in a second as well.
Because there's also been changes to the small jump drive as well. The amount of weight that it can actually move. I think it's gone from, is it 50k to 120k?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Weight? Yeah, we fixed a minor issue with small rotors not having the same force that they should.
Yeah, and I think that jump drive part is a good, just a little bit of a segue to just say, as we look at blocks, if you guys have feedback, always post it on the sites. We do read it, we look at it. If you want values to be different, if you think that there's reasons we should change things, just keep submitting feedback because we do read it and we look at it. The jump drive is one of those ones where we saw the response and we adjusted. So now it's got significantly better performance because of you guys.
No, that's critical. That's what we've been saying about Space Engineers 2, but it's just as critical as well about Space Engineers 1 that you guys provide your feedback and your bug reports on our support site. So if you do have a chance to leave some feedback, get on there and just get them suggestions down in writing. Have a good think of it through before you write it, though, just so it doesn't sound completely crazy. But it'll be fun to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, and I think that's probably something like we're kind of anticipating lots of feedback on the fusion reactor too. So if you guys have thoughts on that, like it's not incapable of being changed. If you think it should be more powerful or guzzle more or not or guzzle less, we can look at those too.
So that's going to be very important. That's going to be really important for sure. Like Aaron said, with SE2, but also SE1. Like there's a lot of new stuff here, guys. So and off goes the other train with the rocket. But yeah, it's going to be really important as always for the feedback and the balance of these things. So I think the community is very well trained at this point. They know the procedure. So, and of course, I'm just hyped. We're all hyped to see the builds. I mean, I showed I'm just in the tab here, right, for Fieldwork, and you can see all the new blocks. I'm still tempted now, just as like a checklist. I'm tempted. I'm going to pull up the blog post. I have it up here. And we can kind of use this as like a checklist to go through things. We can skip over some, like we've talked about it a lot, but we can also just reference some of the things that maybe we glanced over, we didn't talk about enough. You were talking about the set value actions and stuff like this. So maybe we should just again, I'll bring this up here so we can see this. Does that sound like a plan, guys?
Yeah, sounds great.
You're welcome to continue in the game in the background, messing around and stuff, and maybe in a second we can come into this. We'll see. So let me prep this instead. And I think as we look at our time here as well, we can kind of start to take, we have been answering some questions, but if you have questions, guys, for the team, for the designers here, for anyone, please do drop them in the chat and we will address them. We'll start to address them, some of them here as we kind of go through this. But hopefully we're answering a lot as we go along here. That tends to be the routine, I think.
Yeah, we've answered loads so far, but get them questions in.
Let us see. I'm actually going to change to this website instead. I think this will look nicer. Let's go through this. Oh, here we go. Let's go through this blog. This looks very nice. Super duper. Right.
The first question that I've seen pop up a few times is about Steam Deck compatibility. I know if this might be something you might not be able to answer. But is there anything that could be said about that?
Well, if I'm answering this, I guess addressing this, like I think I saw Philcon in the chat talking about it, and as if you're not aware, like it does work on Steam Deck. It's just like we don't have this, stamp of like fully approved or anything like that. And the same with SE2. SE2 also runs on Steam Deck. I think even a little bit better from what I've heard. In terms of like ETAs on that, it's definitely in that region of like, it'd be very nice to have that. Philcon's saying you can run it on Steam Deck default install. I guess Philcon, if Philcon's in the chat, it would be more so like an official stamp of approval, I guess, this kind of verified or something like that. So Philcon says there are problematic stuff, turn off grass. So this is something, but I don't have a solid answer for you guys if like, we're going to have this sorted and fixed in the next month or so or whatever. But definitely it comes up quite a lot, right, Aaron? We see every stream, we see people asking about Steam Deck and Linux in general. So
yeah, it's always a hot topic because people want to play it and they want to play it their particular way on their platform of choice. But currently, it's not supported. But even though you can run it on, just like Joel said.
Right, let's see if I bring this up then.
I'm just having a read through as we go in.
This is what I want.
There's a few questions popping up as well about will things be fixed? In particular, the cockpit build mode. If there is an issue that you are running into, put it down in the bug reports, and we'll get on it. We'll have a look at it and see what's happening. If you haven't done already.
We have a record number of bug fixes this update as well.
A record number? How many are we talking? Because often we do have a lot, so I'm curious now.
From the top of my head, 259. Don't know if that number is accurate.
I'm also curious to know the breakdown of that, like how many of those are because there's always a mix of like the stuff the team finds and then the stuff that the players report. So,
Yes.
So we're going to go through this, guys, real quick, and we'll use this more as a checklist right now. So, obviously, the cargo ships, I think we've covered a lot of this. We've covered the different kind of, different factions that these have. Traders, builders, miners, military, pirates, and 2 special global factions, the Factorum and the Unknown. So this, this hasn't changed, but the ships they use have. That's the key part here. And obviously, they have different behavior, which we've talked about as well. So, let's see. So we're just summarizing this here. So pirate factions, the exception. They now use random paint schemes to reflect their scavenger nature. I am going to skim over this, guys, but you should definitely read this in full, just so we make sure we got everything checked here. And another thing we covered was that they can now call for reinforcements via their antennas. That's also a big deal.
We covered a lot. We covered a lot so far, but it is mad if you actually look at the sheet of paper well, not paper. It's not all online now, but of course of all the fixes, like it's like over like 2 A4s. It's very, very impressive to see all this being fixed.
Yeah, it looks like we have 234 bugs fixed. So like big shout out to our programmers. 234, and that is the most we've had since update 2.0.
Ooh.
It's record break. We've never had one this high.
That's crazy. And actually, honestly, we're honored to have Wojciech in the chat as well from QA, confirming 234 total, 145 internal bug fixes, and 89 ones from support tickets. That's just crazy, guys. The whole team. If it's not apparent already, from the programmers to the designers to the artists, the testers, to the trailer. It's the team has cooked, as they say these days, has cooked real hard this update, and it's honestly, it's staggering is the word I'll use.
We have a very dedicated team on Space News.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. And the full changelog is available as well, guys. So if you want to see every single bug that was fixed, you can check down and see if your particular bug was fixed. Definitely check out the full changelog as well.
Another question that's popped up quickly is, will the new Deco floor block be able to be skinned? And the answer is yes. You can skin it with rusty or whatever textures you want as well to immerse you in your favourite either skin or grunge effect. I quite like the mossy floor. Very nice choice.
There's a lot of combinations we haven't shown, that's true. Oh, yeah. Producers as well. Oh, Lucy's in the chat. Of course. It would be complete chaos without the producers. So big shout out to Ayan, of course. I didn't list everybody. I should have. There's a lot more people at Keen I should have referenced, to be fair. But that's Lucy. Ayan.
Lucy makes it happen, man.
She makes it happen. Yeah. Let's have some Lucy appreciation. Woo, yeah. Of course. Forgive me. So just going over this again. So you guys can kind of read it on the screen here, but all these different behaviors that these factions have here, right? Obviously, military don't like being approached. Trade factions not so hostile, but they might tend to flee on sight, slightly armed. So the unknown signals overhaul as well. We've covered some of these. We've come across a few actually on the stream already. Both the unknown signals and the strong unknown signals, taking advantage of modern blocks, and also adjusting the loot that they provide as well. And then we have also We've talked about a lot, so I need to remind myself. Have we talked about the improvements to planetary encounter spawning yet? Any of you guys?
Yeah, we touched on those.
We touched on those things.
We touched on those.
Okay, cool.
Generally, just again to recap, they should be more reliable now.
Okay, that's good. Reliability is always good. And then we've mentioned a little bit here, and I'm going to reference it again as we head towards the end of the stream today. We have the Great Skin Hunt, which is starting today and running through May 30th. For those who join later, basically the team has substantially increased the drop rate for all skins on Steam from the unknown signals. and which have a chance to drop the various skins, of course, the strong unknown signals as well, are especially rewarding during this period. And they've reduced the cooldown between possible skin drops, so you have more chances to earn cosmetic rewards as you play. So really, this is the month to get into survival, get playing, checking out the cargo ships, checking out the encounters, and boost all of your skin collection. And I love these little images here as well, like the pharaoh with this little pyramid in the background, the lava. Who made these? That's so cool.
I think that was Aragath, right? Yeah.
Subtle touch, but I love it. I love it. Pyramids in Space Engineers confirmed. The very question is, what is beneath the pyramids? This is the big mystery that I'm seeing online these days. Maybe the Space Engineers built the pyramids, you know? So now we're going to come into the free blocks. Again, we've gone over them. I'm just kind of skimming over these here to kind of the checklist. Prototech fusion reactor, beautiful block. And of course, using hydrogen as the fuel source. And it's much more efficient, and it looks cool as well. So that's a nice one there. If you want to add something, guys,
there might be something to interject here as well, Joel.
Sure, yeah, interject away. Yeah.
Just popped up about rework of NBC trade stations. Now, with this update, there has been some changes, I believe, to the trade stations. If you can remember them off the top of your head, I'm trying. There's so many changes in this.
I know.
Is it hydrogen? Is it hydrogen trading? Is that
so? The values of how much gas they're selling is now increased. So you can potentially fuel your Prototech fusion reactor with hydrogen from trade stations. It's a significant boost.
Yeah. That is a nice change, yeah. You see, and this thing we didn't even cover yet, guys. There's so many secrets to be discovered. Just like in the pyramids.
One question is that we've had is, should I start a new game with this update?
You don't need to. Yeah, there's no need to. Everything that we've covered with all the content will just update and be available in your game. If you're worried that you maybe don't have a setting, go check those. But
when we can, we specifically try to design all of these new features and new systems in a way that will not affect mods or force you to redo worlds or wipe servers. So as long as we can do that, we'll do our best.
That's nice though that you still have that option, that all this stuff obviously is accessible in existing worlds too. It's nice that some players are probably maybe just started recently, but at the same time, it's all, whenever a new update comes out, doesn't matter what it is, it always can be a good timing to start fresh with everything from the beginning and maybe play a little different this time, you know. So as you go over this, again, one of you guys may have mentioned it in passing, but we also have the small oxygen tank, small grid. So a compact tank, perfect for exploring low oxygen environments. So that's the second new free blocks here. We haven't. Go ahead. Yeah, please add to this.
There's some additional more complicated questions here that I'll read out that you guys might not have the answer for, but I feel like it'd be nice to read them out because the guys have been putting them in the chat time and time again. One of the question is about the 100k reduction in PCU for Xbox Series X. So this particular player has builds with over 400k. And can no longer build on. Is there anything that we can comment or say about that, or the reason for the reduction in PCU?
All of the experimental mode changes are really to increase stability. So the consoles too, they have their own limits, and sounds like maybe you could be pushing those limits a little bit if your world is that full. Our goal is not to frustrate you in that aspect, but definitely the overall experience, like we said, should be more stable with the settings and how things have been adjusted now.
The other question is for modders. It's from a modder. This is about modding drills. I'm working on a new drill model. And can't add inverse rotation because it's locked on the block name in the car game. Is there any chance to get it for modders?
You should be able to do that now. If you look in the definitions for specifically the Prototech drill, we added a definition that allows you to inverse the rotation of the drill and change also the speed if you like to. I don't know if that's part of any of the other drills, so go look over there.
Thank you for that, guys. That was the two main ones that have been repeated that I felt we needed to get answered.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Sure, yeah.
There is quite a lot to talk about for sure. A lot to address from this, yeah. So I'm like, so much to, yeah, I'm still like, I was always before an update, I'm getting hyped up, you know, and here we are, and I'm still kind of like processing it all. It's so exciting. So as we go over this, we haven't shown this in game yet, but this is another really nice one. This is the large grid small connector, and it serves as an adapter, so you can connect small grids to large grids utilizing the small connector. So it means you don't have to have a large connector on your grids. It was very nicely shown in the trailer, but here it is in all its glory here. So that's a very nice one. Refill station we covered, and again, this is any player can use these, which is very interesting as well. So it allows you to refill your oxygen, hydrogen, and energy, not health, but these other values. But yeah, regardless of faction or anything, so you can just run up to these and you can refuel at these stations. So really cool block, and it's again part of the free additions here. So this is the main free additions that we've covered here. This is all the new gameplay and the new cargo and unknown signals, plus the new blocks. And now we get into the quality of life, and we have talked about this, and I know the team, you know, both Ryan and Aragath have been very excited about this, but again want to cover the additional set value actions. This was a really nice change that was added in the last update, but now there's even more toolbar actions that you can use these set value actions for. So for example, thrusters. Maybe you guys can cover this because it's, as I got up on the screen here as well now, right?
Yeah, you want to go for it, Aragath? Do you think these are kind of your babies?
The lights?
I heard a deep breath. I thought someone was gonna interject, so I gave it to them.
So this is actually done by Alex, who experimented with this setting in his free time. We have him to thank for that. You convinced us to add it in. So here it is. We can now change the lights colors using action toolbar functions. So we already demonstrated that previously with the fat block. You've seen it, but have fun with it. There's so much you can do now.
So that was a nice example of that you guys cooked there. So if that was the lights, but obviously I see on the screen, Eric, we've got thrusters, so set thruster override, wheels, set propulsion override, set steering override, AI flight block, set speed. So all of these, like, you know, we're reading through this here, but the potential that these have in game is crazy, right? And we're still to kind of see more of that in action. And I know, was there anything in anything else in the trailer maybe that where these were used? Obviously, I know there was the light we saw, but can you think of anything off the top of your head, guys? Either Janusz or any of the guys where they may have seen this in action already? Or was it for the players to use?
The drones and cargo ships make heavily use of the set speed action. It's something I really needed to make them work properly, and the set light action. But I don't think the trailer is showing any of the set steering override, for example. That's a bit trickier to use, but you can make driving drones now. You could before, but it was very tricky. I've done it. It's a lot easier now.
There's a few more questions that have popped up if you want me to throw.
That's good. Yeah, please do. Yeah, let's do it. Let's mix it in.
Yeah. So these are about encounters. Now the players are asking what's happened to the old encounters and cargo ships. Are they still there, or have they been replaced by the new ones?
They exist in the files, again, in order not to break existing mods that still make use of them, but they no longer spawn. The cargo ships are completely overhauled, and we just refreshed them completely. You may see a couple of designs that were definitely inspired by the old ships, but because of the very strict 2K PCU limit, I had to get rid of most of them. There was no way I could really overhaul the old designs without making very large size decreases.
So you've heard that right. If you've got one of the old cargo ships, store it, lock it away. It's a vintage item now.
Antique.
Antique. We'll see them on display somewhere now, won't we? Now, the other question that's popped up about encounters is: do some of the encounters require two people, or can you have all the encounters with a single person?
The only ones that are multiplayer are the strong unknown signals. Strong unknown signals from the time they were introduced were 2-player, but everything else is single player.
Great, thank you.
And as we again, we're kind of mixing questions with the kind of things here. So I just want to we'll kind of go back and forth a little bit here, I think. So also, you know, I touched on earlier, we added support for key binding modifiers, which I think is, you know, it's a big deal. And, you know, it was the first thing I did. It wasn't even for the stream. I found myself wanting the SE2, you know, control scheme. So I went in there and as I said earlier, guys, and added the kind of control WSD so I can control the block rotation with one hand, but also, you know, you can do that with all kinds of things now that you've got those, you know, modifiers it's supported as well. So this is also a nice change, and I'm sure players who've been waiting for more possibilities with custom keybinds will appreciate this as well. I actually see Ludmilla in the chat, so good to see you, Ludmilla. It is a fantastic update, and thank you very much for your awesome work towards this. It's been a long time cooking, but it is here, and it is epic. So, and now I think this was one that was when I was earlier. This was one that I think maybe Ryan wants to maybe talk about, and that's the action slot UI improvements, Ryan. And we have it up here. Just you know, we have a screenshot here of, you know, so people can better understand this now. But maybe you just want to talk about it now. We've got a moment of focus here, away from the chaos of the game.
I think this is a big deal. I think you know, event controllers are incredibly powerful. This is an example of an event controller UI, but it was never super clear that one side was true and one side was false, or how they were working. And clearly you have multiple toolbars, so now it's much easier to see. So slot 1 is true, slot 2 is false, and it's indicated by the check and the X. And it also will describe to you in slot 1 when the door is open, or when they're individual context sensitive for whatever type of event you're using. So it's a lot cleaner, a lot better. It should be a lot easier to automate.
Yeah, it's very nice. And I mean, I say, like, whenever these updates release, guys, we always get really hyped about the shiny stuff, right? Be it the experiments and these VATs and stuff. But I'm telling you, I'm going to ask you guys, not yet, because we're not got to the bottom yet, but I will ask you in a second what your favorite thing is about this update. And I can tell you guys, I mean, you know, for Ryan Aragath, sometimes the favorite things might surprise you. Like action slot UI, like there are things in this update which are quality of life improvements, but for some players this is like everything they wanted to like improve their, you know, day-to-day playing as space engineers, even more so than shiny new things. So I'm really excited in a little bit to see what, you know, players think about some of these quality of life stuff. But moving on here, we also have the projector model and functionality improvements here. So I don't know, again, if one of you guys want to take this, feel free.
Yeah, this one's kind of my baby. I was really pushing for this. I like I said, I play a lot of survival, and when you're welding up a ship or you're trying to print a grid and you can't find that last little armor panel or slope tip or whatever, it always drove me crazy, and I'm sure everybody's had that experience at some point. So the functionality improvements, I think, are going to be just like significantly better for everyone. The model improvement is, I think, just was very much needed. It's going to be so much easier for people to orient the block and then know how to manipulate the projection from that. And then now also, one of my favorite additions is it has a control panel directly on the model, so you can interface with the projector without going through another block or using a control panel disconnected from it. So really simple overall, but very, I think, impactful.
I mean, even recently, I don't know, was it last weekend or something, I was playing and I couldn't easily see where, like, how many missing. I had no idea how many missing blocks were missing, but I felt that, like, the build wasn't proper. I was in a rush, so I had to just quickly get on with it. But I was like worried. I was like, it's not quite performing as it should, right? So yeah, this is very nice improvements here to projectors as well. Now we were coming on to the experimental mode changes, which it's a pretty big deal. Again, we covered the mods one, we kept talking about that, but I've got to have them on the screen here, and I'm going to read off some. So, experimental mode is now turned on/off automatically when joining sessions that have experimental mode enabled or disabled. So when you're joining, you know, client-hosted worlds or dedicated servers, your game will automatically switch to either experimental mode on or off, which is another, really useful thing. So you don't have to turn it off yourself in the settings to try and find and be able to join a server and stuff like this. So this is, nice change here. The mods, as I mentioned, are no longer needing to turn on experimental mode on to have access to mods. And yes, I think Ryan also covered this, that there are 3 new maybe Aaron did, but there are 3 new experimental mode world settings. Enable share inertia tensor, enable unsafe piston impulses, enable unsafe rotor impulses. So these are also new world settings for experimental mode as well. Wait, sorry, hold on a second. They were they were previously available when experimental was enabled, but now can be individually toggled if needed. So that's another change which people
And I think it's worth noting, I believe their default is off. So if you have a world where you've got mechs and really crazy, like complex builds, it's probably worth checking those settings before you load in.
Yeah, and mech builders are going to want to hear that, no doubt about it. We have there's a whole mech building community which is growing every day, so that's definitely good to know. And also we mentioned the PC on Xbox. Again, should result in a more stable experience, but I think Aaron brought it up. That's something that teams always working on, ideally, to have more and more PCU for more, to expand. But it sounds like, in some cases it may have been reduced, which could cause some frustration if players have these larger worlds. But it was done for a good reason, and I'm sure we'll be reviewing this, how the players get on with that and the feedback around that. But definitely important to note on that front. And just to finish off here, the free editions, listing off some quality of life improvements. Added support for multiple GPS selection. Added terrain clearing mode option for the drills. Like, we talked about that for drones and stuff like that, so you can also not just pick up, you can also clear more quickly with like drones and stuff, which is very exciting. Not just drones, but yeah. We added search options in the admin block menus, carousel scrolling in the radial menus, admin menu improvements, and added admin PCU tools, which I know I use all the time, and I'm sure and the server guys will be suddenly music coming through. I don't know where that music came from. Added new loading screens. So that was the other thing. We saw some background videos, but you'll see some very nice new loading screens as well. So that was some of the other quality of life changes, and there is more. But if any of the guys here, again, Aaron, Aragath, Ryan, want to comment on expand any more to these quality of life changes I just listed off, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, I think the GPS one's big. Right? The GPS one's a big one. The GPS one, it's so much nicer and easier to just manage your GPS list. And then another one, like for me personally, the carousel scrolling on the radial menus when using a console, it's so much smoother, so much better. Like just navigating the blocks is night and day in my opinion. So it should be much easier for console players and anyone playing with a controller to get through those.
Yeah, no, I see some players in chat. Very happy to see that, so that's good.
I'm looking forward to see what the players do now. We'll see what they've got the update. They're either downloading it, they're booting up in the world, and this evening is going to be full of experimentation. They'll be in awe, looking at all the different new blocks and what they can do with them. The possibilities have just been expanded. The features is massive. This is a massive update. This is really, really big. And I really hope everyone appreciates just the size and the impact it's going to have. And people are going to be jumping back in to play. And it's probably a great time, isn't it, Joel, really, to jump in and play with this update? Because some of the problems that players might be facing are now going to be pretty much resolved. Especially if you're an admin, a server admin, you're probably sitting there sipping your tea and going, finally, I can search for the problematic grids.
I know,
yeah. I think that's massive in itself, just being able to search them taskbars. But yeah, we've done a massive job of covering everything here. We've covered things multiple times. If you've got feedback, make sure to put it up on the support site. However crazy the idea is, it's sometimes great inspiration for the team.
And that's always something that we appreciate, and also, and a lot of what these games are kind of built around is the feedback and the passion from the community. And talking again. The thing I'm on the screen right now is also thanks to the community, and that is free DLC content editions. In this case, adding new blocks to the bridge blocks. So again, people was kind of feeding back that they're feeling like there was variants missing. So 7 new additional bridge blocks added to the contact pack, and people love this pack of blocks, this bridge block. So to have even more possibilities, to fill out specific rooms is a really nice change. And it's the same for all DLCs, and we've done it even ones further back in the past. So if you still feel like there's some variants missing of any kind of packs or collections, guys, letting us know really is important. So please do that.
And 7's not too shabby. I think we doubled what was existing.
I know, you doubled it, I think. You doubled the number of blocks, which is crazy. That's probably a record for the additions to an existing pack, I think, Ryan. That's actually true.
It's a lot of blocks. There's a lot of blocks. It's gonna keep
this game has a lot of blocks now. It's like
construction stages and LODs and everything. That was a good amount of work for our artists for sure. So it's a good one.
I see. I'm excited to try and I want to see what happens when I break that beam of energy. I wonder if it opens
what happens?
Some sort of
portal, yeah. And now we get on to the Fieldwork pack, guys. I say I had a schedule. If you can believe it, guys, I had a schedule for the stream, but I should have known it was optimistic for how much stuff there was to talk about. I think if we just go through the blog post, it's fine. But as we start with gameplay and just having fun there, we definitely. I will want to say, you know, the guys here. Both to Ryan and Aragath, Aaron, if you guys need to head out, and you feel like, please let me know. We're going to continue on this and go through the pack, but you're welcome to join, stay. You're welcome to. I just don't want you to feel pressured if, you know, as we are over time here. But please do let me know if you need to drop or anything. But we can continue, no worries. We all good?
Yeah, I'm right here by your side. Yep.
All right, well, let's crack on. Let's get through this. Let's finish this up then. This is a long one, but it's a lot of stuff to cover. So, as we get into the go on, do you want to say, Aaron?
Yeah, there was so basically, someone's sent us a quick message asking, could we talk about the changes to EOS block limits, if possible? What can we say about them? Can we discuss it?
Oh,
Is that the updates that made them work in groups, or was that last batch? Right.
sorry, I had a bit of break up there. I think Ryan, are you muted? Oh no!
Yeah, Ryan is muted.
Oh no, not this again. This is some issues we were having earlier. Suddenly I can't hear Ryan, so Ryan might have to rejoin. We'll see if that helps. But Aragath, we can hear you, so.
Yes. Yeah, I don't sadly know actually anything about it.
We might have to come back to that one,
questions.
guys.
I'm sorry.
We might have to come back to that one, Aaron. We'll take these questions and feedback, and I'm sure there'll be a follow-up stream. There's still a lot we want to probably play and stuff, so we'll probably see these comments in the coming days as well, so we can probably get a better answer for you guys, as the update is so fresh right now. So we can probably ask about this and find out for sure. We want to address any questions that you guys have. So it's just not always easy to do it right now if one of us doesn't happen to have the answer. So stay tuned on that one.
I'm just checking. You guys can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you now, right?
Yes. Oh, okay, good. I don't know where that was.
Okay, good. Okay, so we'll crack on with the pack then. So this is now available, and I have to ask, I always do this, give me an 07 in the chat, guys, if you've already picked up your Fieldwork pack on Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam. I gotta know, because this is a great pack. It's a beautiful pack. I think one of the nicest packs we've had. They've all been nice, but this has got some nice ones for sure. So it should be available everywhere now. And we're going to start going through this. So we have the lab desks, 6 different blocks. We might not have shown all the variants, but there's corner pieces, there's the microscope, there's the kind of, I forgot the name exactly, there's the test tubes, there's all kinds of different blocks that build out a lab like you see nicely in this this kind of GIF here. We're just going to speed
There's
on.
even a sink.
Even
That's
a sink
cool
block
by itself, yeah.
The more sinks, the amount of people have seen weaponize the small sink block and launch it into people's ships at max velocity.
Oh man, I have not seen that yet. I feel like I've been lucky not to have been exposed to that.
That's what I've seen as well. People cover the whole ship in sinks, with protection.
Sinks and bathroom blocks, right? Those are the weapons of mass destruction.
It's definitely one way of draining your PCU.
Oh god,
sorry, that was a bad joke.
We see so a lot of people though in the chat have got this already. That's great, guys. Love to see it. We've got the lab experiments, the 3 different blocks. Like 2 are kind of bubbly and 1 is very energy-y. But glorious, just decorative, but man, do they look good. And this epic moment from the trailer where they kind of rose up there from the kind of lower half of the room. Very nice. The lab vat, I think this has got to be one of the favorites. It's one of my favorites for sure. Like just seeing it, it's having a whole like multiplayer server with all your friends are all like vatted up. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a vibe.
I'm going to put an idea out there, right?
All right.
Collect some of the people on your server who are offline. There's your idea.
It would be cool if you could put them in, you know.
I've seen some content creators that are like big server factions, and they made shots of players being offline. You see the little icons above those cryopods, but you don't actually see the players. And to me, that felt so boring. It's like missed opportunity. It would be really cool to actually be able to show off the size of your faction, even when they're offline at the moment.
Wow.
So that's how the Fat Lab was born. So.
Aragav, it seems, it seems like, especially the net, that's interesting. Well, also, you know, 207, I want to say, guys, we're focused on this update, but 207 is cooking. And we're going to get to a little preview in a minute if you missed it, but it's going to be nuts. And still, we're going to be collecting thoughts and feedback and other quality of life improvements that could come into 207. There's still time to squeeze some things in, so as the guys scope it out. So do make that feedback known ASAP. Okay, he's going through this here. We've got the lab freezer, storage unit for preserving samples and medical supplies, and we got functional doors. It's got some storage as well. Very nice block. All of this is just phenomenal work from our artists. The lab door as well, like, oh, this was a long time coming, but I love this block. Like a glass thin sliding doors, just right for interiors. I love this look. It's going to be used for more than labs, I think, guys.
It's perfect for a lot. I think it makes a nice medical room as well. Like if you want to, you know, it's something that you can observe. Maybe a lab, maybe experimentation, or maybe like a weapons bay or something. I don't know. You could do so much with this. You could even turn it on its side and use it as like a side hatch. I mean, the players will definitely be doing that, and they'll be rotating and trying it all different sorts of. Yeah, that's it. The community always look at a block from more ways than we ever can do, and they'll turn it to many different things like that. It'll be a side opening door or a window hatch in no time.
Oh, for the shower, it's a good shower door, you know. For adding to the shower block.
Oh, that as well.
I stole it from the chat. I can't take credit for that, but that's a good idea, Sakane. Yeah. So again, these guys, it's important to note these are all cosmetic, right? These are cosmetic things here, including the lab O2 H2 generator, now with bubbles. So very, very nice block here.
And of course, the first thing they've got to do with that door is trap something in it and see what happens. You know, that's going to be
absolutely.
You know, it's going to happen in a couple. It's probably already happened. Players are already doing it, I'm sure. We got the lab small hydrogen tank, the lab small oxygen tank. Just all visually very, 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 very nice blocks. It all goes hand in hand with all the other lab equipment. These are for large grid, of course, and then we have for small grid the lab hydrogen tank, a high capacity storage unit for small grids. So a new variant for small grids here, again following that very nice theme that we see in the larger variants as well. And now this is also one of the I've seen people like a lot, and this is the round passages. Love these and love the doors. So whose idea was this thing? Can anyone take credit for this?
Round passages?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, actually. I think someone suggested it.
Okay.
I think it might have been. It may have actually been Sander. Now that I think about it.
Oh, Sander. Yes. There we go. No, I saw a cat on stream. No, I love these. As I was saying earlier, to have it mixed up from like kind of the square. We have so many square corridors and passageways now. Just have this rounded version is going to be super nice. So this is, I think, there are certain blocks in this pack which I feel like are worth the pack alone, if that makes sense. Like, so you're spoiled for choice. You're spoiled there with the pack in general. But some of these like selections are just amazing. Now, I was talking about Greebletown, Roz and I, taking you guys to Greebletown, and pipes is all about that. So, how are you thinking about pipes, guys? Any pipe hype in the chat?
any pipe dreams?
Any pipe dreams? Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
You know what? The pipes actually. The first thing I did was stick the pipes on the side of a rocket launcher, just to imagine they're now like torpedo pods.
Yeah.
But they are beautiful. They are beautiful. And what another great idea you can do is put a nice grate on top of them, so it looks like the pipes are running under your catwalk. Yeah. Like there's so like it just opens more possibilities and better detailing for interiors, because there was a point in Space Engineers where you couldn't detail an interior like you can now, and all these blocks just make it beautiful to look at. You walk in a ship and it's just as good looking in the inside as it is on the outside. So this is just making it happen.
And I know some master greeblers out there, and they're already just blowing my mind. There's so much in this update for people who just in general who like build very detailed, like who are going to use these blocks for all the use cases that we can't even imagine yet. And
yeah, I can already see that door, that side opening door being used as a missile silo door.
Oh yeah, the rounded shape.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, even the tube itself, it's
like
just
a vault.
the imagination of. Yeah, I can't wait to see what the players are going to do, because they're going to just throw out some wild ways of using these blocks, and especially even with the feature of just being able to set your drill off to go and mine. When someone does that and leaves it to it, they go and have a cup of tea and they come back and their AI drone has carved out a massive cavern. It's going to be beautiful to see.
Yeah.
If you're still in the world, Joel, you can actually see that missile silo still.
Shall I switch the game now? Really quick?
Well, if you want to, but I don't think we're done with that.
We're almost done. We're almost done here. So maybe we can finish with that. We're almost done here with the blog post. We've got a few more blocks to get through. We're just going through as a checklist, but again, it's all good stuff here. So the decorative floors, I think, again, we kind of showcase how this can be used. There's 5 different types for large grid and 2 blocks for small grid. So just using these, they can be skinned as well, and they have all kinds of variations, and you can make these interesting patterns in the floor, hazard stripes, different lines. So this is very, very nice, just again for detailing those interiors, but not just with like the 3D stuff, I guess, but also like these flat surfaces as well. So yeah, great selection there. I think this is the last 2 blocks. I think we have the cargo access terminal, which again is just like rather than having a full block sized access a cargo container, you can now have this nice kind of little shelf, and you can go in and pick out the stuff that you need. So just a visual thing, but again, very, very nice. There's a half block version and a full block version. And then I think the final block that we have is the exhaust cap, and we showcased this earlier, and this is basically like a compact exhaust block, a bit like we had in the Wasteland, which you can put on top of a conveyor, and you can use the same visual effects as well, and it's also on the small grid too. So yes, this is all of the pack complete. And now I can say, what is your favorite part of this update, guys? Could be the cargo ships, it could be one single block, it could be a pack of blocks, it could be the set value, quality of life improvements. It could even be the background videos, the menu. Probably not, but it's still they're very cool.
Would it be too hard to ask or say what our favorite part of the update is, or what we've seen? I mean, you can't. I know you can't actually say that, because can we say it? Have we all got a favorite bit that we can say, or do we not want to disclose that?
I think for me, it's really just like when we were standing in that room together just a little while ago, you look at everything around it and everything is moving. There's bubbles, there's stuff that's spinning, there's particles, and it's Space Engineers to me is getting to the point where you walk in somewhere and it just feels so alive. And on top of that, with the cargo ships, we have those now talking to you and moving dynamically and behaving dynamically, and like the amount of just how much this update makes things come to life is awesome to me. And that's just kind of like, it's kind of a blanket one. It's not a specific block, but I love that we can now see that and feel that and interact with that.
Yeah. So true. Oh man, I'm seeing and reading what the guys and so Benjamin says the drill's cleaning on and off. It's a quality of life feature, but there's something that's been bothering them for millennia, and now they can finally set their drones to infinitely clear voxel without collecting, be that the miners or the miner drones. Love it. All the new blocks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Drill rumba, can't you? That just erases asteroids one by one as it just escapes. It is beautiful to watch that, though. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, where someone will build a drone that slowly just cuts away at an asteroid, step layer by layer, until it evaporates. And this is, of course, going to allow you to do that a little bit better. But yeah. I think for me, one of my favorite things of this update, it's going to sound really weird, is that search bar on the admin menu. Like the hours I've spent on that bar, in that menu, just to be able to type something is incredible.
No, for sure. It's
That could be an update of its own.
I don't know. It's like it was asking us guys. I don't know if you guys. I mean, you're kind of biased as well, I guess, because you some of these are like your babies, I guess. But I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready to give an answer right now. I'm gonna have to play more, to be honest. I know that's unfair. Everyone else is giving their favorites, but I can't right now. It's too challenging.
What have people seen that they really like about this update? Let us know, guys.
So that's this update. But before we finish the stream, I want to again talk about briefly what's next, because some people saw it earlier and they got hyped, but I want to. This is update 207, and here we go. What's next? Survival mode. We're expanding the survival experience of new gameplay systems in our next update. Environmental hazards will affect how you explore and build, while managing food supplies and maintaining farm plots will become key to staying alive in the frontier of space. All of these features will be optional and configurable when creating your world, so you can tailor survival to fit your playstyle. Whether you're looking for a hardcore challenge or a more relaxed experience, we're looking forward to sharing more soon. So this is just a sneak peek, guys, but environmental hazards, farming, that is coming next. And Ryan's nodding his head. I can just feel the hype from Ryan across the screen as well.
I'm buzzing, man. This is I am so excited, and I can't wait to share that with everyone. But we've got some time first.
We got some time. Yeah, that's the end of the blog post there. We got some time, and we need to focus in on what we got just today. You know, we've been waiting for Fieldwork for months, so there's a lot to jump into and explore and feedback on. But we obviously have to get you guys hyped for what's coming next as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. So that brings us to the end of the blog post, and I think now here we will definitely need to do a follow-up. I'm thinking possibly, Aaron, and if you guys want to join us for this, because as it's getting a little late here, we should maybe do a follow-up stream. We can do more exploration of the cargo ships. We can do more building. We can explore this world more as well. I'm thinking I'll talk to the team about it. We can either do it this week on Friday or maybe next week. But I feel like there's a lot more we've covered everything, but there's a lot more we can show you guys, I think.
Exactly.
So
it'd be great to see what the community's built as well within this week, because I'm sure they've come together to build some mad stuff with these new blocks and these new bits of kit we've given them.
Definitely. Does that sound like a plan, guys?
It does.
All right. So, for now, guys, let us wrap up today's stream, and we will look forward to seeing all the things that you guys find out there, all the things that you guys build. We didn't have a dedicated Q&A session, but I think we addressed quite a lot of the questions throughout the stream today. So I hope you guys feel a lot kind of, how to word it, I'll give the word. Filled with knowledge, I guess. But I know there's still some things that we have to address here. So I'll hand it to the guys here. If there's anything else they really want to, say to the community, shout out, anything at all, before we wrap it up here.
I'm just really excited to see players encounter the new cargo ships.
Oh yeah, there's no way the two of us are going to be watching streams nonstop now. We're so excited to finally get this in your hands. We've been bursting at the seams for months at this point, going, they're going to love this. Oh, they're going to love this. Looking at the new blocks and the new features, and I think it's all just amounted into this kind of a mountain of all these different things. So we're just very excited to have you guys finally have it.
I know, and the hype's been there for months, honestly. People have been asking, when's 206? When's the next SE1 update? When? And we kept saying soon. But now we can finally say today. Today is that day, guys. You can dive in. So any final thoughts here from the team? I'm going to put on this. There we go.
No, I just want to say thank you to our entire team, the Live Ops team, from our artists, our QA, our programmers, our producer, Lucy, everybody. What a monumental achievement to get this many bug fixes, this many blocks, all these things. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to Aragath. Obviously, he's a master builder. He made so many incredible things on this.
Not done yet.
So. We are not done yet. No, we are not.
Much more to give.
Awesome. Yeah, he saved it. Ryan Ryan did what I failed to do, so thank you, Ryan. Lucy's approved by Lucy. So yeah, and also anything else? Any final thoughts here? I mean, Janusz is here. Janusz is lurking away again. I want to shout out Janusz and their amazing trailer one more time because we're going to watch it at the end of the stream to finish today's stream. But any final thoughts from you, Janusz?
Similar to our designers, I'm excited to see how people will play with those new encounters, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it'd be cool to get this same group together for like a next stream and just to play with this update, to be honest. So let's see if we can make that happen in the next week or so here. And I had to Aaron as well. Aaron, again, hear voices. Aaron and Janusz in the distance there. I've got to redo the stream setup with more cameras. But love to hear some final thoughts from Aaron and some kind of call to actions, I think, for the community.
Yeah, well, like I've repeated a few times in this stream, is about feedback. Get your feedback up on the support site. That is crucial to how we're developing both projects, both Space Engineers 2 and Space Engineers 1. The feedback is critical. The bug reports are critical. Get them written down and get them submitted in. The other thing is we'll be checking out across all social media what you guys are posting. We'll be seeing what content creators have been building. We'll be seeing what everyone in the community is building. We'll see what the mech community's done, what the trade community's done. This update will be incredible for every element out there. Even the admins on the server are going to benefit from this update. So get stuck in. Let's see what you do with these new features, these new tools that we've given you. And I'm looking forward to the next little stream with Joel where we check this out and we find out what you built, what's been created from this magic update. And finally, just a massive shout out to the Space Engineers 1 team there for putting this together. They are so passionate. When I'm sitting there and they're discussing how to problem solve and sort things out, it's lovely. They want the best for you guys, and it's great to be part of that. That's my final thoughts, Joel. Thank you for that.
That was great, man. I couldn't have said it better myself. So yeah, awesome. I'm like, the hype is flowing strong, I think, with us and also in the chat. And now it's just time to play, guys. Time to play, feedback, and be hyped even more so for what's coming as well. So it's great stuff. And yeah, big shout out to the team. Really amazing team. Both SE1 teams and SE2 teams are super talented, right? And still finding new ways to push the quality to even a further level. And I mean, the final thanks is to the community again for being here tonight, for supporting us for nearly 12 years. So big shout out to all you guys out there. And yeah, I reckon on that note, it's time to roll the clip one more time. The epic trailer from Janusz, supported by the team, and apologies as well. Amazing work and build. So let's finish on that note. But thank you to everyone, Ryan, Aragath, Janusz, Aaron, Marek as well for joining me on stream today. It's been a fully packed stream, and we still could be streaming probably another 4 hours. So we'll have to split it off for the next one. So thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you guys.
All right. Enjoy the trailer. Thanks, guys. Out.